Oh, good thing mic works. Was having some troubles with it last night. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. Tonight we got ourselves even more 5v5 1v1 duels on the evening. Hope you guys are all having a good one, by the way. Let me get some groups up and running, because you guys are already in chat like, yo, refresh and raid legacy, there's no groups. I got you covered, my guy. Let me get the music back in. How loud is this? Good enough. Beautiful. Dude, I'm looking a little scruffy today, huh? Looking more scruffy than normal, I feel like. Alright, let's see if we can get these groups up and running this evening, boys. Daylight checking in. What's up, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, let's get these groups up and running, by the way. Also, chat, quick little update about my progress so far in the 10-1. First week down, we got ourselves a tier. I guess not first, literally first week, but like, you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean, right? Hopefully. The first week of the new raid and new seasonal content being out. Man, that's been a long week, man. It's been crazy. But got tier, surprisingly. Got even more crafted stuff. To get my weapons from Underrot as well as the Natharis. but I'll work on those slowly over time. Probably planning to at least acquire them by next week, and then I should be all set. Been trying out the new Outlaw playstyle, by the way. It is interesting. There's a lot going on, but it definitely has a lot of potential, and I feel like once I get more comfortable with it, once I get to using it more often, I think it's gonna just play overall a lot better. Groups are listed, boys! Hold on. Now they are. Daylight already joined it. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Let's do this. Is at least Chicago already got a group? I like this man's mug, by the way. Look at that thing. Look at how blue that thing is. Oh my god. Look at that thing. It looks good. What the? Blue rogues? I feel like that's one color the rogues don't really get to utilize all that often. Like a lot of our mods don't really have like that simple blue in there at all. You know? But yeah, the groups are listed right now. Chicago looks like, or somebody else started a group over in LNG. If you guys want to join them right now, I'll double check who that was in just a moment here. Was that you, Daylight? It looked like you started one, or is it Chicago that did that? Hold on, let me double check. Quick join. Chicago got a group over in the Raids Legacy, boys. We got that. Do we have my man Night King joining tonight by chance? Hey Dal, I'll be able to join in a bit. Go for it, my guy. Go for it. Hell yeah, what's up, Basic? What's up, Colin? How you boys all doing? Shane, how you doing, my guy? Welcome, welcome. Groups are listed, boys, over in the Raids Legacy section. I got one listed, and so does Chicago. Join up Chicago. Make sure Chicago can fill out the 5-man, and then the rest of you can join me if you want to. I'm in Chicago's group. Awesome, awesome. So if we can get Lath should be, I guess, a 5th over for Chicago whenever he's on ski. I guess I should also see if, like, my man Big Mo. Hey, yo, Big Mo. Big Bo, wanna join Duels tonight after those arenas, friend? I wanna see Big Mo wants to join in, man. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity right now to just get some builds up and running, figure out what playstyles you're gonna be playing for the season. Duels arenas that we got going on here is the perfect place for you to try stuff out. I keep getting Pride of the Cinderai quest over on my alt, by the way. Is it okay if I abandon it, or am I just gonna get it like automatically? Actually, I have a lot of quests on this guy from like Shadowlands and all that stuff. Huh? Did I ever? I was actually surprised to get this guy to level 60. Did I really? Did I need to get a? Why do I have a level 60? Oh, hold on. I was gonna say, like, why do I have a level 60 Demon Hunter, man? Why do I have a level 6? Also, why the hell am I in the party on the bottom right? Why is that a thing? Can I leave? Is it because I have the group listed? That's probably it, right? That's probably why. Lath, how you doing, my guy? Hope you have a good one. Hey, man, I might log after this shuffle. I'll let you know. Okay. Do your thing, my guy. Do your thing. Can I take the spectator mode and just, like, stretch it so I can see chat a little bit better? I can. Who whispered me? Lath, let's go, my guy. Yo, is Chicago full on their end, by the way? No, they still need one on Moss. Okay, so there's that. Who else can I pester? These 5V5 1v1 Duels. Is my man Night King on tonight? He isn't. Big unfortunate. Who else can I? Blasphemy. Reverence? Yo. Hey, yo, Rev. Duels tonight? Hold on, Duels this evening? Unless you're trying to join a group with Chicago. Hey guys, can decide if I want to main Rogue, Mage, or Druid, Shaman for the week. Now help. Yo, Kevin. What classes are getting buffed up or nerfed by Tuesday? I think like only Warlocks getting nerfed in PvP, right? What else is getting buffed? BM Hunter? So Hunter should be a little bit better, but between Mage, Druid, and Shaman, I think Mage is a solid choice. Unless you want to play like, I guess this is what I would do. If you're looking to play healers, tanks, and DPS, I'd say Druid. They got a lot of that flexibility. Druid healers are good, Boomkins are pretty good, and Pharaohs are probably going to be pretty good. And they generally do well, maybe like in PvE, which they have been getting better at. But PvP is usually where they do really, really well. So if you want the variety and you find playing multiple specs, you should do that. If you want to play ranged DPS mostly, in terms of fun, overall utility, I would say Druid probably has the most utility. I mean, so does Shaman with their totems. Like, Arrested Shaman is a big utility button class. Yeah, I guess it all depends, man, because balancing changes often anyways. Yeah, okay. So when it comes to tuning, I would say safer choice would be something that could heal and be a DPS. Like Shamans right now, you'll be fine in the current meta. Between enhancement and restoration, you have two solid choices that have quite a bit to work with when it comes to group content and stuff. Druid, also the same. Mages are generally good. Like if you just want a DPS, like as long as you can adapt to the 3 playstyles of mage, you should be good to go, honestly. Yeah, you might be honest, just pick a class you like. That's what I would recommend, honestly. Hey, Sword, wanna join Duels this evening? I might though? Okay, sounds good, my guy. You know what, please? Yo, let's get Big Mo in here. My man, we gotta get a couple more in here. Tesseract, maybe? I think I asked Tesseract every single week if it wants to join. Yo, Trix, wanna join Duels this evening? Let me see if he wants to join in, dude. We got Twister here as well. I could ask him as well. Hey, Twister, wanna join 5V5 1v1 Duels this evening? Yeah, so Trickster said he's gonna join in. I might. Red feels really underwhelming, so I might be a warrior. If you wanna try them, try. I can't spell them out this evening. Feel free. Getting 2 or 3 more bodies, and Chicago should be good to go after. Okay, cool. We gotta sign up. Tops, let's go. So we got a couple of bodies here that are like, yeah, mate. Yeah, let's do it. Twisted. Okay, let's get you in here. Twisted is. Oh, I might say yo, enjoy that Destro, my guy. Who am I joining? I got a group. 1 ready. You can be our 5th. Here we go. Let me see if I can just invite Trickster. I didn't realize we were going to fill up that quickly. Okay. Well, with that, we got ourselves a 5-man there, boys. What's up, crying, my man? Hope you having a good one, my guy. Hot damn, get in there, dudes. Dude, hell yeah. You finding Dal? Nope. I am the spectator. I am the spectator. I mean, dude, one day, right? One day we'll bring on the good old Dal. But, like, I'm a rogue, man. You don't want to see me duel. You don't want to see me sit in stealth. You don't want to see me just, like, chilling. Toss me an invite, can't find a group at the moment. Yeah, Trickster. Oh wait, party's full? That would explain it. That would explain it. Where to raid? Where are you? Where are you, beautiful? Here you are. Okay, we got a 5-man over here. Perfect. How is Chicago doing? Chicago needs uno mas. Chicago needs an uno mas. So we need 1 more for the team Chicago. Okay, this team is set. Chicago needs +1, and we gaming. Hell yeah, we're feeling fantastic, man. The group is looking fantastic. I'm feeling pretty good. I hope you guys are all feeling good too, man. Last night's duels were pretty fun over in EU. We got to see quite a few builds. What we learned is destruction is insane right now. Nothing new, right? Destro has always been kind of sort of good, but also like Chrysler's always made it good. And apparently now Destro is like the most popular spec in solo shuffle right now. Ridiculously good. +1 is unlocked. 1 stones. Yeah. We got at least 1 over for this team. Chicago may just get a Warlock as well, honestly, for the Warlock house stones. Does anybody have a friend that wants to join Chicago by chance? Because we had Sword of Kane who's like, yeah, I'm made. Actually, Sword is in here, isn't he? No, Fang is in. Yeah, Sword said he may, but he's thinking maybe Warrior. And who else said that they're like, they might? Because I got a couple of people that tell me like, yeah, I might. Reverence, that's what it was. Rev. So at least we need to get one of you guys to join in if you guys are interested in joining in to Chicago, with Chicago. Let me see if Silverk is on. Because I'm sure he'll be able to join in Chicago real quickly. I saw J-Dub here for a second. Oh, he's an EU. Never mind. Although I'd be able to get him in. Cinderella's an Underrot. The Understank. Flowsy. Dude, I haven't played with Flowsy in so long, man. I should hit him up and be like, yo, Flowsy, you want to catch up? Please get together? Yo, does Jeff want to join in? 1K? Hold on. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Wanna join 5V5 Duels this evening? Chicago needs a +1. There you go. Is there a lock out there in NA who has the stones to join? I mean, Lamassa did join up. You mean for the other team? Yeah, like if, oh, Diabolicals. It was Diabolicals at. Also, where's, God, the B name is, it's like, Baldwin? As Baldwin? It was Baldwin, I think it was. I think. Where is he? Has it been online a good bit? It's Baldwin. I think it's as Baldwin, right? The stones down, the ball stones. I know. Warlock Hellstones, you mean, right? Definitely Warlock Hellstones, you mean, right? Unless that's what Warlock Hellstones are. What if the whole time you're eating Warlock Hellstones, but they're literally Warlock's stones, if you know what I mean? What if this entire time we've been chomping on those things and we're just like, wow, it's so good for my health, and they're just looking at you like, they know what they did, but we have no idea. We're just like, oh, health. Butter and plus son. Alright, cool. Alright, good. Oh, good friend. Messed that up so bad. Silver? No, to put the knowledge out there. The sacred dude, the cursed knowledge, the cursed hellstones, the realistic hellstones. Felt taste that's messed up. Felt taste is basically, dude. Basically, what is it called? Isn't it like a word for like animal testes? Isn't it like oyster or something? I'm pretty sure. WTF? No, seriously. They don't call it oysters, because oysters are like their own seafood. But there's like... Hold on. Rocky Mountain oysters. That's what they call them. Apparently it's a food. Apparently people actually eat it. It comes, it's a French-Canadian thing. I didn't make it up. That's a real thing. Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters. Not real oysters, but Rocky Mountain oysters. What are we talking about? We're talking about bull testicles as a food. People eat it. Canadians. It's a real thing. Called Rocky Mountain oysters. Why would they call it that? Stones. Yeah, Warlock Hellstones. That's all we're talking about. Exactly, not oysters. But that's what they're called though. They're called Rocky Mountain oysters. That is their name. They're not literally... You get what I mean. You get what I mean. I feel like I could go in circles here. You get what I mean. Just look up Rocky Mountain oysters if you've never seen it. That's what I was referring to. So now it's like, what would you call it? We wouldn't call it Rocky Mountain, right? You'd call it after maybe Shadowmoon Valley oysters. What was Goldan teaching them way back in the day, man? What the? More like ball sack. I'm gonna drop the subject here. What are you doing a monster for Team Chicago, man? You don't want a monster Team Chicago. What else could I get in here? Body count? Can do Clay. Kragma? Kragma's already in. Okay. Who else can I join? Invite? Or join? Who else can I invite? Kargath? Yo! Hey, Kargath. Hey, Kargath. Wanna join Duels? Chicago needs +1 and we good to go. Yo, Kargath, join me, my guy. Let's do it, bud. Let's do it, my guy. Let's do it, bud. Oh, lad, that actually looks sick. What the hell is that mug? Wait, that actually looks sick, dude. Look at this. It's like the mysterious stranger with armor. That actually looks really cool. Is that Demon? That's not a Demon Hunter, right? That's Evoker. Yeah, that looks sick. Hell yeah. That looks incredible. Okay, we're seeing if Kragman wants to join in. I'm gonna double check with him. If he says yes, Then we got a 5 for each team. Is it worth getting the new honor gear using old season's gear? I'd say it's worth getting the new gear. Yeah, because it's at least like replacing your shoulders, your belts, your boots, your rings, your necklaces, because it's higher item level. It's more versatility. It scales to high. You jump up 10 item levels, man. That makes a big difference. I'd say it's so worth, man. I'd say it is so worth. But yeah, what is this enchantment on my weapons? So that's like a 2100 enchant from like season 2. That's what that is. It looks good, doesn't it? It's like a Sylvanas-y enchant. Not the greatest expansion the enchant came from, but it is a cool, unique enchant from back in the day, and I kind of like it. Very much. I mean, it fits the Mog, right? Hold on. Do I have like a... There we go. Look at these things. Oh my goodness. Mine is the fire. Right? I can remove the fire. But on artifact weapons, it looks so good, and it just reflects around the shoulders. Oh, it looks so good. What did Crackman say? 30 minutes finish some work stuff, sorry. All good, friend. All good, friend. Don't worry about it. We still need Onomas though, boys. We need Onomas for Team Chicago, unless Chicago get themselves filled. Please. Please. Am I Joe Rogue? Feel free, my guy. Feel free. Because we do need one more on Team Chicago, and then we're good, and we're all set. By the way, the group is listed over in the raids. Like I see, if you guys want to join and find the group, hit pre-made groups, hit raid legacy, and then in search, just type in number 5, hit enter, and you're good to go. That's the easiest way to find these groups, is by going to the search section and just type in number 5, and you're good to go. What else can I... Bezer. It looks like a lot of the boys are on EU are on, but not a lot of like Jesus on, but like not a lot of regular NA boys are on. Landis maybe? Does Landis want to join in? I feel like I've asked Landis every single week if he wants to join duels. Another time he's just like... Not skip me, but kind of. Okay, let me see if Nick wants to join him. Hey Nick. Hey Nick. Wanna join 5v5 duels? Chicago needs +1 and we good to go. Because monks are pretty good right now. Yeah, look at the 2 Southern Fire Mage. Let's go. I have to say it's pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix Flames provide like a buff. So now you can get like what? Extra dam? Dope. Dope. Chic is listed in Raids Legacy. Search 5. And they are there. Yeah, so Nick said he would be able to join in. Want to come? Well, we've got Nick just now. I'd feel really, really bad if... Wait, did it get a +1? I'm in, let's go. Oh, I was gonna say... Okay, somebody's gonna have to be lead for this group. Lath, I'll make you lead, okay? Okay, other team ready. Okay, other team ready. Gonna queue in a sec. Dude, Icebreaker? Yeah, that's a name that I haven't seen in a long while, man. I'd love to have that guy join back in to the 5v5 duels, man. I think that'd be awesome. Hell yeah. All right, where are you, Lath? Real quick. So, here we go. I just want to make sure I have your name over here. Invite spectator match. Chicago Silver Hawk. Hold on. We're missing one? Lamb is gone? Hold on a sec. Hold on, I think we might have lost one. We might need one more. Give them a second here. Alpha Lamb? I have no idea. I'll give them a second. We might have to swap them out if that's the case. Looks nice. Yeah, the mug looks good. Yeah, I think this is great. It definitely looks a lot easier to tell what the hell I'm looking at when it's in the bit of lighting. When you have the whole mug in like the darkness of Zeralik, it's so hard to tell, my guy. Is it again just in case? Okay, cool. Yeah, we might need Malachi in here then. What's up, SN? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having good, my man. We'll give him like 30 more seconds or so. Give him a chance. I got the shoulder tier piece from Raid today. Nice, my guy. Hell yeah. Awesome for you. It's actually pretty insane on plus. Yeah, it's just everything, because it affects every mob that you Phoenix Flame. It has like a AoE explosion thing. So it's just like, what, 6% more damage just as long as you have Phoenix on them? That's quite a bit of damn. And you can basically maintain it almost like, what, entire time? It's really, really solid. It's really solid. Plus you get the whole like Phoenix that you can throw out back to back, and they do quite a bit of AoE damage, so the ramp up for it is pretty fantastic. Plus, it works out with the single targeted playstyle where like fire spreads with ignites and whatnot. Apparently they're going to be changing mages a little bit in 10.1.5 in terms, because right now they got like a one build fits all with a mastery playstyle. And they were like, well, you have this whole flame strike build, but like you'd never take it, so you have an entire portion of your talent tree just dead, you know? Yeah, I think we'll swap out Lamb and we'll try to see if we can get Malachi in here. Willing to come? I'll toss you an invite, my guy. Swap you out real quickly. Okay, now we're good to go. Cool. Let's try to see if we can get up and running on the grand. We're in. You need to see chill pills in this patch on Frost? Dude, for real. For real. Especially as they're about to like nerf him a little bit. Well, not nerf him. I feel like I should always add that as a little bit of like a... I feel like I should always add a little bit of a qualifier. So they are nerfing their burst, but they're increasing their sustain. So they're not going to make them like an all-in or nothing. But their sustain damage should be a little bit better. Although the spec is so bursty and so lacking in sustain, I don't even know if that's really going to help them much, to be honest. Like, to be fair. The chat is always bugging out for me and somebody put an emoji at the end. Yeah, I have no idea, SN. I'm not exactly sure when it comes to like emotes and whatnot in the chat, because Cry was able to put up an emote at the start of the chat and then type afterwards. Yeah, hopefully it's not bugging out too much, my guy. But yeah, Dick is darkest days, he might not want to come. Well, hope. I mean, I'd love to see that man play, because he played during the good days and he played during the bad days, dude. You know what I mean? If you ever want to find out just how strong the class is, Chill Pills will be the guy, man. Chill Pills will be the guy. What's my Audacity at, by the way? Audacity. What the? Alright, I think we're good to go. Oh my god, we're already going in? Hold on, switch. We got ourselves Fang going up versus Kragma off the bed, dropping down the banner just perfectly timed for the meme. I just tried to see if he can ramp up on a Mad Blade to follow. Is Fang playing the big Skullcracker build potentially before they nerfed it? Mad Blade into Kragma, looking for the Mexicans back to back. Kragma having to play super defensively, trying to go for a bit of a cycle, gonna be a quick intro, but Fang just got the Mexicans back to back. Quick charge to reconnect. Thorn's not keeping him at bay. It's gonna be an Ursul's is gonna end up knocking him back for a second. Does he have the mobility to catch up whatsoever? Stormbolt and Kragma just cannot really get us out of that situation whatsoever. With Sensei gonna be up next as Woundwalker Monk going in for a quick jab into Fury. With Fang, expected Fist immediately literally started walking away from it before it even attacked him. Parry up right now as Sensei trying to go for a bit of damage of his own. But it is going to be Fang. Actually played super defensive, just going to go for a bit of a reset-y. Might be a perfect scenario for second win. Looking to catch up a ton of healing, and that at least gives him an opportunity while waiting for a trinket, while waiting for other defensives for those to return slowly but surely. But the man is going to be a little bit behind. Again, walking away from Fist of Fury before it even attaches to him, before he even really connects and puts up nasty slow on the guy, which is awesome for him. It's actually going to be big damage out of Sensei as he got himself images together with the win. Massive kick, massive Thunder Fist, big lead by the Warrior. Try to see if he can get himself a bit of an escape. No more defenses really to work with. Does have himself potentially counter-offensive pressure. It's going to be Blaze-Storm, but I think it's going to be over. I don't even know if that was a touch of death just now by Sensei. Arla is going to be up next as a sub-rogue leaping in. Immediate kidney shot onto Sensei as he goes in for a poor trinket. Is going to have to commit a pretty big defensive really early on. Arla is looking for a quick sap on the guy, and he's just gonna have to wait out until Sensei is in a good spot. Now that the man trinketed, this is where Airless could really just hold off from cooldowns until he gets himself like a perfect lineup. In cap off of that evasion as he's trying to go for a bit of a feint. Kidney shot to follow. No answer for Sensei. Does he have a secret technique? He does not have the secret technique, but he's got plenty of damage to follow up though. Blind to follow. He's just gonna do it with a rogue dirty good. With a rogue dirty Gertie, man. Just not giving this man a chance whatsoever. Trying to live up to the name of Airless the guy. What? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that was an accident. But Airless gave up a trinket really early here. Trying to see if he can shot us up to Sensei. Maybe maximize some damage a bit. Cheap shot to follow. Does he have any more damage to follow up? Karma right after. Oh my goodness. As I said, trying to live up to his name of Airless. We'll find out if that really was an Airless play. Gonna be a disarm onto the rogue. Does not have a vanish right now. Maybe in a lot of trouble. I think it's just over. Let's maybe shut him out. Cheat death. Oh my. Airless, I love you. But I think you might have placed your trinket in a wrong slot. If you have a macro that uses like a use 12, use 13, which is basically going to use a trinket from a specific slot. If you have one of those, yeah. Oh no, it's all good, guy. It's all good. Honestly, everybody been there, right? Cheap shot onto Sensei, as it's going to be Dally going in for a bit of an adrenaline rush, trying to see if he can play out to those outlaw action. Fist of Fury out for Sensei, as he's got himself pistols firing back and forth into a DFA by the rogue, flying through the air like a missile, but it is going to end up getting hit with an in-cap right then and there. Big damage out of Sensei with a Thunder Fist. Dally trying to see if he can play some more defensive. It's going to be an evasion by the rogue, but also a vanish. That's maybe a little bit of too many cooldowns overcommitted there, as he's trying to find himself an escape while also using a defensive. You usually just want to use one or the other. For Sensei, that's a perfect situation. Has to trick it back up, so he should be plenty safe with cooldowns coming back up little by little. While Dally, I think, trying to see if he can find himself a bit of a better positionally here. Cheap shot opener, got himself a bit of a buff. Does he have himself a kidney shot to follow? Trying to go for a shift in order to slow down Sensei. Leaping out of the Fist of Fury with the DFA, but I think maybe just done for the count. Kidney shot, but it's going to be super DR. Sensei is able to break out of it fairly quickly. Roll, that's going to be yet another evasion by the rogue, so he does get himself a pretty big defensive pretty early on. Gouge, but he's just looking to escape it. I don't even know if that's a good idea, actually. Evasion to follow. Unless you have a vanish, I think it just might be over, and the Fist of Furies gets him. Had a blind available, though. Maybe should have used the blind. Gonna be top, gonna be up next. Immediate defensive out of Sensei as he goes in for a board just to make sure he's extra safe. Big leg sweep by top to follow. Gonna be a trick for Sensei as he sees the big damage coming out of the monk together with the Zuen. So this is gonna be the most amount of damage. If you can mitigate it and alleviate the damage best possible, you're gonna be gold. And Karma to rotate right after the tops. Also going in for a Karma of his own, but looks like Sensei maybe turning around. Mad damage on tops. Oh my god! That clean touch and deadness taking the monk out of the game. With Lathwalker looking to see if he can potentially overcome this Monka's threat. I like that set, by the way, with that helm. It's like a mysterious stranger, and then the hoodie. You also get the hoodie to match it on the Evoker side. Gonna be big damage mastery by Lathwalker, trying to go for big fire breath onto Sensei. It is gonna attach to him. Mad damage to follow. Sensei trying to go for recovery. Lath looking to stay aggressive here. Disintegrate, able to break the distance with that board. So at least you're able to disconnect away from some of that damage. Ring of Peace right now. It's going to make it difficult for the Lathwalker or the Evoker to really find a better angle versus him. But he's still got hover. Still got plenty of mobility. Trying to see if he can make a play here. Instant casts are available. But the man looks like Sensei has been able to use line of sight and mobility in order to overcome a good portion of the damage. Going to be a trinket out of Lathwalker really early on. Sun onto Sensei to follow. Mad damage potentially. Does he have himself a big go? That's going to be disintegrate. While he's got the shatter this way, he got the most amount of damage right now. Sensei trying to see if he can hide behind the cover, but he's in a bad spot right now. Main to use even more defenses here. Doesn't really have much left. Doesn't have anything whatsoever. This is where Lath could maybe take him out. Fire breath. It's going to put a pretty nasty down onto Sensei, and it potentially could give Lathwalker a lot of proc damage. Trying to go for a bit of a claw. Shatter onto Sensei to shatter his defenses. Disintegrate again. Does not get to walk away too far. In capital Lathwalker. Sensei looking for an escape. It's a dire escape for this man, trying to create himself as much recovery as possible as Lathwalker is going to charge over there. Sensei does end up recovering quite a lot of health. There goes a full-on Karma. Lathwalker with a knockback, trying to go for Sleepwalk. Does end up getting a CC onto Sensei. The images are adding quite a bit of extra damage, but he's got plenty of healing to work with. Knock up onto Sensei, but he's going to be able to charge to him, rolling away. But it's going to be a wall for Lathwalker to at least make sure he cannot get interrupted, but also gives him quite a bit of damage reduction as well. Trying to go for Living Flames in order to get himself back up at full health. Yet another wall to maintain that casting while... uninterruptibility of casts, I guess what I'm trying to say. Sleepwalker to Sensei while he's got himself a defensive. Vlad looking for a bit of recovery. Does he have anything at all? Got himself another Living Flame. Disintegrate? Anything whatsoever? This is where the monk could probably take him out right now. Fist of Fury. Oh, does end up taking down and capitalizing on that kill. The monk is relentless in 10-1, man. Look at this guy. Plus also he heals quite a bit. Aren't they about to nerf you heal, by the way? Wait, would you have lost that if they nerfed you heal like right now? Like the Tuesday heal nerf. I gotta look up exactly what that heal nerf is. Let's get ourselves another one going here, boys, yeah? Get Chicago in here, get the boys in here. Let me know if you guys' groups are ready. Lath and Chicago, let me know if you guys are good to go. I want to go and double check what is that nerf that's coming up this Tuesday. Because they are nerfing monks some kind of survivability element. I know it's some kind of it's not a cooldown either. It's like some base ability to the nerfing. Base ability or talent interaction. 4 out of 5 on mine. Lath is lead. Lath, you can invite me. We could probably get you a +1. Last one? Okay, cool. We can get you guys +1. Invite. And I can help. I'm full 40 PvP, 381 PvE. You already got, that's quite a bit of gear. I mean, you got what? The Conquest gear, the World PvP gear, and I guess a bunch of crafted already, right, Sensei? What'd you craft, by the way? Did you craft a weapon? Or did you have to craft like something else? Also, are you using any of the PvP embellishments by any chance? Like the new ones? I'm 343 PvP LMAO. That's pretty close at least. It's like 3 item of difference. Alright, let me open up the group right now for, if you pass me lead, I can open up the group. Okay, so that has been saved. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me look up exactly what they're nerfing for you guys. Just so I can have like a double check on this one. Upcoming... What is it? Upcoming... Tuning. Here we go. Open up the group analogy. If you guys want to join up, well, welcome to Chicago. Let me know if you're coming in. Can I join the group? Fast skill group is available right now. It's open. Raids Legacy is where you find it. If you go to the Raids Legacy section for Dungeons and Raids, in the search, just type in number 5 and hit enter, and you'll see a group of 5V5 1v1 Duels. We have one listed. Chicago's all 5-man. We need a 6th one in here, and we'll be good to go. Once you get a 6th, I dip. That makes it 5. I queue against the other team, and we're good to go. Feeling like leveling a shaman? I think you'll like him a lot, Wise. I'm loving my shaman, man. They're fantastic. Okay, so when it comes to monks, PvE-wise, they're not really changing anything. PvP, however, Strength of Spirit now increases the healing of expel harm by up to 50% based on miss and health. Was 100%. So, your healing of your expel harm baseline is going to be lowered if you run the talent. Reverse harm now increases the healing down by expel by 30% with 60. So, 30% nerf from reverse harm and a 50% nerf from Strength of Spirit. So, it's like an instant cast heal in a region. Yep, US region. It is US region. I got Naku. Is that you? I'm gonna grab Nao Yuki. I'll grab Nao for now, but then we can swap you out or whatever. Yeah, we can get you in if that's not you. All right, we're good. Team is listed. Hey, Lath, your lead. Cool. And I'm gonna requeue. And let's do Blade's Edge, right? Blade's Edge. Or not? It's not working. Blades 1? Oh, here. That we're good. Probably needed to because it heals way too much. Probably needed to. Yeah. Yeah. It did. I do wonder, like, if it had, I do wonder how much expel harm healed you that game specifically. I don't think you played that poorly at all, but I do wonder, like, because you got low a couple of times, and I think you were playing fairly safe, but I do wonder, like, how much healing that did for you. Like, was that your top heal? It did 1.3 mil. I mean, it was like a 6-minute game, so I guess if you press it, Viv did 1.4. Yeah, okay, yeah. If it's not your highest, then yeah, it's definitely gonna be like you're gonna notice it. I don't know. I can't say conclusively that would have been like healer diff, right? Verify diff. We got a lot of rogues in team 2. At least one is outlaw, so they're kind of like a rogue. They're just not real one. You know, they're like a weaker version of a Fury Warrior, if you want to look at it that way. Not saying Dali is a bad rogue, I'm just saying Outlaw's a spec. You know what I mean? Wow. What do you mean, wow? I played this thing, dude. We're a weaker Fury Warrior. I can make fun of myself, right? On my spec? Switch. What time working item level? I have no idea. They changed it since the season for sure. I have no clue. Got ourselves team 2 together with Dali. Lots of rogues in this team. With an outlaw, we also got ourselves now. It looks like now it's going to be up first. With Airless at the back, we got ourselves Fang, waiting to start, and Lath Boker versus team 1. We got ourselves Beastie on the team Kragma, Sensei, Torvis, and Chicago going to be first up. Knock up. As it's going to be now going in for big damage. Secret technique to follow. And Chicago does that, bracing for it with a wall and Astral Spirit. Astral Shift? Astral Shift is the one. What was the Shaman's Wall before they got Astral Shift, by the way? What does that used to be called? Because it used to be really, really good. It was like a self-dispel. And like a 30% DR, 20% DR or something like that. It was really, really good back in the day. Chicago tried to see if he could find the rogue, but the rogue is out and stealth out in the full force. Actually, not even in full force, just in the shadows. Chicago waiting for him. No eyes available for a good bit, but there was a lot of cooldowns committed by either competitor, with now slowly recovering back cooldowns like Blade. Actually, I'm wondering if now that's a very short cooldown for your Shadows Blades. Are you running short advantages, short of Shadow Blades? Because the punishment for a Thieves' Bargain is a lot more favorable towards the Rogue. Instead of reducing your damage by 10% when you use those abilities, it's only like a 6% reduction, but you get to use them far more often. So like a 1-2 minute Shadow Blades becomes like a 1.3 or something. It's crazy good. Getting shot from a good distance away. Look at that distance. He's getting shot at and he's hitting him from afar. He's no longer a melee class. He's straight up full on range. Chicago might be in a bit of trouble. Battle Master Trick trying to go for as much self-healing as possible as the Rogue is ripping right through him, and now it does end up taking him out. With Beastman trying to see if he can deny now. Yuki any opportunity to recover, as now it does get hit with Sap. Flame Shock is on him, so able to break it, but a cheap shot from Beastly. Secret technique, mad damage, might be a trinket. Wants to see if he can commit. Gonna be advantage by now, trying to see if he can escape it. Do you have any dots on you, or is that a clean escape? Looks like not quite the cleanest, but he's definitely trying to give himself as much of an opportunity to recover. Is there any more dots on the guy? Because if there is, he's way too close to Beastman. But it looks like Beastman will not be able to maximize any more pressure. Now it does get to escape. The eyes are in play right now for either one. And basically, if he wants to pick up the eyes and then have a keen eye for where the Rogue may be, at least be on the lookout, he might be okay, unless he just walks next to him. Did he find out he was nearby? Because sometimes when rogues walk past each other in stealth, you do get to hear that stealth sound for just a second. Now we'll try to see if he can be proactive here, picking up the eyes really early on. Does he realize that Beastly is on the top side of the ramp? Does go for the dance, try to see if he can go dance, stab the guy in the opener. But no, cheap shot, no sap, no nothing. Gonna be Beastly trying to make sure he got himself a proper opener. Cheap shot, now almost being able to turn around last second and maybe get the guy into combat. It's gonna go for a bit of a cloak of shadows really early on. Trying to get some dots onto Beastly. First stun. Could be great. Evasion, as he's going to be able to zip behind him. Pure evasion, big secret technique that man can't really counter whatsoever. Does go in for a vanish. Now what does he go aggressive here? Maybe picking up another set of eyes, because he definitely got the advantage in this duel right now. Is there bleeds on Beastly? There is. If you walk up to him fast enough, you might be okay. Is there still dots? No. I feel like what you may want to do after your last cheap shot, when you're looking for escape, definitely rupture the guy and run away. Let the dots get him out of stealth and then get back in there, maybe pop a defensive. As long as you can bypass the stun by the other rogue, you may be able to establish a lot of pressure early on. Now it definitely has an advantage here, and I think honestly as a rogue everything tells me he definitely should push the advantage, because Beastly is getting recovery. Big Fat and Nice catches him, but it's going to be an opener by the other rogue. Shadow Blades to follow, Cold Blood as well. Cheap Shot right after, does have the damage, almost take down Naoki, but not quite enough. Cheap Shot to follow, try to see if he can turn around on the other guy. It's going to be a shadowy duel, but both of them are super low. It has an evasion, but Beastly doesn't stop the guy as he goes in for advantage. No way you stopped him while he went for advantage. How does that even happen? I guess you have shadowy duel so you can see him, right? Even if he vanishes. But sapping him while mid-combat, or at least what would be considered mid-combat, is actually kind of insane. This guy is doing some tricks that I haven't seen before. That's actually so good. This is going to be able to walk next to him. Sound of nice. Cheap shot. Turn around by Beastman. He's got to make a play right now. Otherwise, he could be down for the count. Going to be a cheap shot. Doesn't know you can have enough damage. Shadow Blades got himself enough. Plenty of Viscerals to rip past the other rogue. He does get to do it. Even fighting right there. Treat death into immediate blind onto Torvus as the Paladin. Try to see if he can close the gap. But he's not going to go for a trinket really early on here. Eyes are available. He's going to try to see if he can get himself that keen eye to find the rogue. As Nayuki not really doing all the good on health, but they may be okay. As long as they can avoid the Paladin, they might be able to get just a bit of recovery. I do think as a rogue, he probably wants to play super defensive. I was going to say, I think you should be proactive. You should try to start getting cooldowns out of Torvus little by little. But I think he could probably just play like a long game and go into like higher dampening. We're only 5 minutes into the duel. 22% dampening is already going to affect the Paladins as well. And I heard the Paladins apparently are not healing as much just because they have more health in PvP gear, but their healing isn't scaling with their health really. So it's starting to fall behind a little. So I could give Nayuki an opportunity to maybe get evasion back and then get in there and get a lot more aggressive. Shadow Strike in this shot is going to go for Secret Technique. Wall for Torvus. Does end up going for Human Racial. Mad damage, forced to bubble. This is where Nayuki just went in for the most amount of damage. Does he go for the step? Does wait for the step. Perfectly lined it up. Torvus did have a final wreck onto Nayuki. He planned that the rogue is going to go try to step him. And Nayuki again trying to see if he can maybe get around Torvus. No, he's going to have Forbearance falling off in just a moment, so definitely gotta have a bubble for this one. Stun as Torvus, I guess, picked up the eyes really early on, forcing Rogue to trinket out of this one. Torvus may just have to go for bubble here really early on. Shield of Vengeance, so he can delay the bubble, which is perfect. Nayuki trying to think to go for another Shadow Step. Torvus does not chase. Not yet, at least. Oh, Judgment does get the rogue out in the open. Shield of Venus popping really early. Bubble. May decide to bubble early. Vanish out of the rogue immediately. Do you get to get him out? No, you don't. I was hoping maybe Wake of Ashes would have put a cinch on the rogue and maybe got him out of stealth. But for Torvus, it's going to be a full-on reset. Needs to catch up as much health as possible. Dampening, slowly ramping up. Does hopefully have a wall for this next one. May have to go into that lay on hands as soon as possible, honestly. He may need to use every defensive available in order to live the Paladin. Kid is shot right after. Wall to follow. Torvus is trying to see if he can take up the damage. Mad Secret Technique cheap shot. Oh, it's over as the rogue just ends up getting himself a quick eviscerate. I do wonder if Nayuki has a new tier set at all. Massive convoke by Kragman. The opener, Nayuki somehow living it in evasion right after. Kragman trying to see if he can maybe stabilize a bit more damage. Nayuki is bleeding profusely. I think it's just over for this man. Cheat death, just absolutely melting. Oh my god. So Kragman, his big old convoke spree, didn't even end up going for big bites, which is what I expected. Instead, he put every single rough bleed on the rogue, and the man just melted. It's just a delayed burst, but it definitely was super impactful. Dally gonna be up next from one rogue into the next, and out rogue this time. For Kragman, he could go picking up the eyes, but the man is down a trinket, so he may have to play as super defensively. It is an outlaw rogue, so it shouldn't be the most terrifying Specker rogue, but it definitely can ramp up in quite a bit of damage and quite a bit of sustain. But the burst should be a little bit more feasible, I imagine. Roll the bones for Dally, try to see if you can go for a bit of a grapple over. Get the shot right after. It is very DR, so might have only used a handful of comp points for it. Kill speed to follow gives him quite a bit of defenses, but quite a big set of bleeds are on Dally. Immediately vanish right after. And I think the man is just going to melt down. Yeah, if Kragman turns around quickly, he will definitely notice where Dally's at. The man is bleeding out profusely, does not have the Cloak of Shadows that can remove bleed, so he's definitely very behind here. Quick opener by Kragman, and it's just over for my man Dally. That is unfortunate. Just bleeding these rogues dry with Airless, trying to see if it can maybe not be the third rogue to go down in a row like this. Get a shot on Kragma. Secret technique potentially? No, just eviscerates back to back. Roar by Kragma. He's doing okay. Sets to set it up a port just to make sure he's getting himself ready. Kragma with a wall, trying to see if he can maybe turn the damage onto Airless, but he's got himself evasion. He's just an impermeable wall. This is where Kragma went for the convoke. At this point, what do you do? And honestly, that's about as good of a move as it could do in that kind of situation. Let's be fair. Sensei got to go through an entire team too of Fang, Lath, and Airless if he wants to maybe come back here. We are walking into higher dampening, so this time around the healing is definitely going to be a lot more slim. Got himself Image's Lexu blind immediately by Airless as he does force a trinket out of this one. Sensei does not go for the trinket here, even though there was his Images. That is an advantage of going Images versus Serenity. You can separate Images and have yourself one set of bursts and another set of bursts later. And you can hold on your trinket until a little bit later. Board out for Sensei after that roll, just trying to see if he can go for a bit of recovery. And for Airless, this is an opportunity to catch a reset. Does go for the vanish, a little bit more of an aggressive re-stealth. Disarm onto Sensei. Does not want to go down after the rogue. You're just going to go for verify spamming, but the dampening is really starting to ramp up. Airless is feeling A-okay down there. He just got Zuwen keeping him away from himself. Does end up get himself a Shadow Step port into a juke? Oh my goodness. I feel like Sensei was like, okay, it feels like the rogue is gonna just buckle down below me under the bridge. So he's definitely not gonna go for the port, but the man still got a cheap shot through the Fist of Fury. Absolutely cancel it out. Sensei's kind of exposed right now unless he wants to burn it defensive, but does end up rolling away. And for Airless, he's just looking for another reset. It's actually perfectly okay just going for a bit of a resetty. Gouge as the monk closes the gap, but it's going to be able to get out of this one. Battlemaster Trinket at the ready. Gouge, try to go for a gouge at the very least, or maybe backstab? No, definitely was a backstab. That's going to be innovation for the rogue. Karma by monk. It's going to go for the shadow step maybe a little early. Does he have the full go? Trinket not available for Sensei. Does Airless have the go here? Cheap shot right after. Does he have the damage? Oh my god. Oh, the bleed got him down at the very end. Well done. That was amazing. Well done. Nayuki, picking up 3. Airless, picking up 2. Dude, these rogues right now, man. Well done by the both of them. Let's get us another one going here. If you guys need more bodies, let me know. I can help you set up these groups and whatnot. Otherwise, let me know if you're good to go. Chicago, can you whisper me real quick? Could you whisper me, beautiful? I'd like to know if you're ready and good to go. I melted his kidney in opener. Really? That's like dodge it fully. Nutty. It's high dampening, right? It's high dampening. Plus, Airless is definitely not a bad rogue. But yeah, that was a rough one. Fang going AFK real quick. Okay, that's so good. Yeah. Fang barely got to play, man. I want to give this man more opportunities to play the game. You know? He did melt it. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I didn't even realize it. That's so cool, actually. What's up, guys? What's up, Reckless? How you doing, my man? What's up, Jake? How you doing, my guy? I tried to evoke stun for health. Yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you're convoking for health, what you should do is cat form is going to try to use offensive abilities to heal, but if you shift out into like Tauren form and convoke, you could start convoke in cat, but then shift into human form, and it'll prioritize healing abilities based on your form J. So like if you're in that kind of a situation, like, okay, I really need to heal, I got nothing left, last chance, convoke and shift out of cat form, and you'll start healing yourself. Or at least the game is going to try to give whatever healing you can. But it all will depend on like how heal heavy you are with your setup. Is Chicago ready? Because Lat says he's ready. If Chicago's ready, we can go. I was rooting for Sensei. You know what? I was kind of rooting for him too, because I was thinking maybe Sensei can get through the rogue, maybe through the warrior, maybe through the evoker. That would have been fun. Gearing up a Brewmaster doing 60k DPS. Dude, Brewmasters do a lot of damage right now. They are. I feel like people are definitely under. People are definitely tipping their nose at them. Right, they're not even like paying attention to them, and I feel like they're gonna just sneak past all the other classes and just be the top DPS tank. And for dungeons, that could be insane. Getting for Augmentation Evoker to be out might be more viable in duels. We'll see. It feels like a group class, a group support class, but who knows, right? Do I have Chicago in here? Hold on, where's Chicago? sorry. You whisper me. Let me just double check with you. Sorry, Chicago. You whispered to me, but I didn't have your chat up here. I had it like down here in my normal chat thing. I have a decent one shot with it. Kind of want to show you. Dude, okay. We'll have to help on PTR for it. Maybe not tonight. Actually, if I have some time after this laugh, maybe we could make some work. I would love to. I would love to see it for myself, honestly. Alright, invite spectator match. It looks like it broke. Match. Chicago, Silver, Hawk, 5, Rook, 1. Good to go. I think I found a build I like. Really? For Outlaw? Or for Sub? Or Assassination? Isn't Assassination still really good right now, by the way? Try again? Okay. Was listed. Rook, let's go... Where do we go? If not, Rook. Dalaran? Because it can't do Rook. Like, ones are listed for Rook, but if let's say a Q gets for Black Hold, but you guys were like listed in LFG, the way to fix it is to queue for another arena, because right now you're kind of stuck in that listed, like listing LFG loop queue. Yeah. Basically, if let's say you have two groups available, but one group is like looking for a buddy and a queue you guys for like Black Hold, because you're looking for in LFG, that queue puts you guys in like a loop where you just can never queue for anything, or at least queue for that specific arena. But if let's say you cancel your listing and you're like, all right, relist this and I'll put you in a different arena, that one works, and it'll basically just exile that Black Hold queue or whatever. But it works out because it just means I don't have to like keep spam. Okay, let me just keep inviting. All right, it worked. I just switched to another arena and it just works flawlessly every time. Dude, I really wish they added some kind of like a UI element to the spectator thing. It would definitely make my life a billion, trillion, gajillion times easier. Alrighty, switch. We got ourselves quite a few warlocks over for the team one with Goon Mad ready to go as a demonology. We got ourselves Grix also as a demonology with Sensei's Windwalker Monk, Torvus and Red Pally, and Chicago looks like going to be first up for the team with Fang, I think, maybe going to be first up for team 2. Maybe not. We got us this last, we got us this Nayuki. It looks like Nayuki has Assassination switched it around a little bit. Opener and Garrod with Chicago's Sunder to follow. Chicago trying to go for a bit of a stronger opener off the bat. Root onto Nayuki. Got himself the Ghost Raptors in there. Is he going for big damage? Leap, and Nayuki goes in for a Shadow Step as the leap comes out. It's going to be Frost Shock, but Chicago is trying to establish a little bit of a slow for you. Nayuki tried to go for a bit of a grip with that totem, but didn't quite work out. It's going to be quite a bit of damage onto Nayuki, though, trying to turn around some dots on the Chicago trinkets out of that lasso as he was just not feeling super comfortable with that stun being on him. And now the rogue does not have a big trinket to get out of an ACC. He got himself evasions, he got himself Cloak of Shadows, he got that vanish, so it should be okay. Got himself evasion, so Chicago can't really hit him with physical attacks, but all the magical hits, elemental blast, lightning bolts, frost shocks, flame shocks all go through. with kidney shot by the Rogue. Got himself big death chakram or death mark onto Chicago with advantage to follow. Does Chicago have survivability for this one? You just need a defensive. And just need to hold out while the dot is on you. More pressure from the Rogue with that silence. Chicago kind of limited on what they could really do. Got himself a little bit of healing. Full defenses ready. Needs to go counter-offensive with the Rogue if possible. Next kidney shot could be extra deadly. Gouged by the Rogue. Sundered by Chicago. Kidney shot to follow. Does have a trigger for this one. Now you can try to see if you can maybe escape this. Does not have much to work with except for a blind. And may need to go for the blind really early on. Chicago no longer has a big defensive. Next kidney shot is going to be the end of ya. Unless you got something. Burrow? No, I was gonna say maybe Burrows from wait, kind of sort of close to the Rogue, but not quite. Does drop down the healing totem. That may end up helping you a little bit. Knock back into the Rogue. He does go for the shadow step. Big and venom. Does Chicago have anything to follow? Maybe a little bit of healing like the last second, but no, the dots have already sent in the toxins and the bleeds. Oh, what is that dude cap? What is that animation? Touch of death. Oh, gee, death. The Rogue. Oh my goodness. That was a He did have to take a lot of damage from Sensei. Full touch of death, full set of images, full everything in order to be able to take it down. That was actually so close between the two, man. So close. Fang gonna be up next versus Sensei, so I'm just see if we can go for a bit of a slow into Sensei early on. We'll definitely to make sure he got himself a proper stun. Just trying to see if he can build some procs off of Sensei. Mad damage to the ready. Got himself huge go potentially. Needs to make sure he can reconnect with Sensei. Is going to be dropped down by the Ring of Peace. Does he get to close the gap? Is going to be able to charge over Sensei with a port. Maybe a second port to follow. Does have himself a second port. I don't know if Fang is playing into a slam build or maybe a skullbreaker build. I guess we'll find out. Defensive stance for Fang, expecting the Fist of Fury any moment now. And looks like Sensei will clotheslines him with the Lexiup. Images available. Zowen to follow. Fang just going to have to play this very, very defensively. Fear on all the pets. And may just have to go potentially for a parry. That is a lot of offensives out of Sensei. He's actually going to stagger everything, waiting for that full fear into a Stormbolt. Defensive stance, waiting to use defenses until a time of need. With Sensei charging in, got the Karma, trying to see if he could get aggressive with that Karma, covering him. Jab over towards Fang, or rather Tiger Palm. I call it jab, because that used to be what it was called back in the day. Fang got himself a little bit more health to work with a commanding shout. I think waiting until the next Stormbolt is at the ready. He may just have a bunch of damage ready. Full go right now. Sensei trying to see if he can back up out of there. Has a port. I think some dots are up on the Fang. Is going to try to see if he can bait his port. Doesn't get to do it. Big blades available on Sensei. Mad damage. Does he have to execute? Charging over. Blade Storm unstoppable right now. Does he have another charge? Leap to follow. Another execute. The man is bleeding out. He's trying to see if he can maybe get himself a bit more cover. That is a Battle Master trick and use as well in order to give him extra defenses. Does he have maybe a stun? Jade crackling lightning in order to knock the guy back just a hair. And Sensei trying to see if he can get some cooldowns back up. Lexiup does have a trinket in case he needs to. Fang still holding on to a parry in case he's ever in a rough spot. And the man just it's taking no damage whatsoever from Sensei. So he's got himself lots of healing. Just passive healing coming back up little by little. And Avatar coming back in very, very soon. Stormbolt at the ready. He got himself the sharpened blades together with a Colossus Smash. So potentially it's going to be the big go right now, yeah? Fist of Fury to follow. Cannot really break past that for a moment, but he can at least overpower past it. Sensei rolling out for just a moment. Another charge by Fang. Does he go for maybe another port? Potentially could be a port situation. Does go for the port just to escape the warrior as best as possible. Ring of Peace to follow. Karma right after Fang. Just trying to see if he can play this passively as best as he can. Does he have to use a defensive hero like a Die by the Sword? It may have to, just letting that fear sit on Sensei for a good bit. Stormbolt at the ready. Got himself battle stance as well. Good Stormbolt, that one right now. Trinket to follow. He's going to go for a Stormbolt. Big Colossus Smash. Mad damage potentially into a disarm. Nothing he can really do about it. Just trying to see if he can wait it out for a second longer. Zowen join in. There goes the parry. And Sensei, I think he's going to try to see if he can play the super defensive for a good bit. Does not have a port in order to get himself out of that situation. He's just going to have to reposition behind the box potentially. Fist of Fury meeting Fang, but he does have overpower just to be able to overpower pass it. Mad damage on a Fang. What is this out of Sensei? Huh? I'm sorry, what was that? Just out of left field, the warrior was doing just fine. And then Sensei just absolutely decimated a good portion of his health bar. What happened? And that's going to be Lathbroken trying to see if he can stay on top of Sensei. As long as he can stay next to him with that Shatter and Disintegrate, he'll be A-okay. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a better positional, but looks like Sensei got plenty of mobility. Using the boxes, using the distance in order to outrange the Evoker completely, while trying to see if he can catch up a little bit of health. Big, what is it? Not Shatter. Eternity Surge out of the Lathbroken, trying to see if he can get those crits, man. If any of those abilities quit, he does so much more damage than normal. Lexiup gonna go for a bit of a trinket. Deep breath to follow, but doesn't quite connect with Sensei. Was it Root right after? No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Does have himself hover. So maybe he can find himself a better angle, trying to see if he can maybe go for a bit of CC with that sleep onto Sensei, pulling him away from many pillows. Big shadow onto Sensei. It is going to be karma onto Lathbrook, and does he just fight through it? Looks like he's going to trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted on the red magic. Got himself an opportunity to get a sleep onto Sensei. It is going to be put to sleep. Then the guy got himself a little bit of healing as well, with Living Flames firing off to follow. Fire Breath right after. Maybe the Fire Breath will give him enough procs. Mad Eternity Surge procs onto Sensei, which is going to put him in a bad spot right now. Trying to see if he can get himself a quick cast onto Sensei. Big shatter. But he just needs that line of sight on the guy. That's all he needs is line of sight. And between the Monk's mobility as well as that Ring of Peace, it does make it quite difficult to do so. In cap as he finally gets to close the gap. Leg sweep. No trinket available for Lathbroker. This where Sensei is going to go for mad damage, big Thunder Fist, and potentially could be enough right here. Does go for the interrupt onto the Lath, but it's going to be a sleep onto Sensei. Trinket side with a deep breath to follow. Gives him a little bit of a breather with that stun onto Sensei. Does he have any more damage to follow? Big jab in order to reconnect back with Lathbroker. Doesn't really have any more ways to heal himself, and there goes, I think, a touch of death at the very end. That is unfortunate, with Dali going to be up next as an Outlaw Rogue. Sensei so far might actually be able to go for a clean sweep here. Cheap shot right after. Going to be an opener by Dali with a killing spree early on. Killing spree, huh? Wait, did you use sepsis? You did sepsis. You hit the guy with a sepsis. Wait, now you're blind to the sepsis. Now the sepsis is gone. What kind of a build you got going on? Hold on a second. I almost never see Outlaw Rogues use sepsis. But the dot? I guess if you're... Oh god. Oh, what is going on? I guess if you're... I don't even know what happened to Dali. I can't even commentate on that. He's telling just went poof. Looks like Sensei is literally Houdini. Aeroless going to be up next with an in-cap onto Aeroless. A Sensei trying to see if he can tank up this one. He's going to have to rotate every single defensive versus Aeroless, I think. Cheap shot to follow. Does he get to survive 8 minutes into the duel? Not a lot of healing available right now, with 41% dampener really being super oppressive, together with the Rogue, who also most likely got that wound poison on top of it, so your healing is very heavily diminished. Trying to see if he can catch up to the Rogue. Karma with a blind to reverse it. Essentially try to see if he can use the defensives while sitting on top of the Rogue and letting the defensive just gotta mitigate the Rogue's damage, counter the Rogue entirely, while also getting aggressive. Big eviscerate by Airless. Just trying to go for back-to-back cheap shots. What are these eviscerates? Oh my goodness. Sensei is just not doing super hot right now. Trinket out of Airless, and you're supposed to end the duel right then and there. Sensei looking for that soothe and miss and recovery. The Vivify barely keeping him alive here. Just needs a sap around the corner. Sensei got no health left. Next, cheap. No, he has a trinket. Depending on how you use that trinket, it's going to be... Oh my god, that port. Trinket port got himself a Zuen, trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. This man got himself a Battle Master trinket, everything. I don't really know if you needed a Zuen there, but I think maybe he just wanted like a a comfort, a moral support animal over there. Honestly, I would feel pretty comfortable too if I was like, okay, I got at least a big pet with me. I might be okay. Get a shot at our Airless. No more trinket for Sensei. Did that big heal strat pay off at the end? Big cheap shot. Eviscerate. Quick in cap. Does he have a leg sweep? He does. No trinket for the Rogue. Perfect opportunity for Sensei to maybe have himself a big go. Shadow step by the Rogue. Cloak of Shadows to follow. Trying to stay on top of Sensei the entire time. Eviscerates is all he needs. Disarm for last second. Just trying to see if he can maybe fed him nice to get down. Sensei no help whatsoever. Does get himself a port. Big heal. Battle Masters falling up. No health again. Spinning great kick. Oh my goodness. Airless had himself that evasion last minute. My goodness. How do you fight through these Warlocks though? Following that monk up, you gotta fight these guys. Oh no, Wrathguard is on ya. Was it Airless or Speed? One of those guys that had a duel where basically they had to 1v1 a Wrathguard, and the Wrathguard won. Literally, it was just like the Warlock walked up, sent the Wrathguard, and one of the Rogues couldn't catch a reset whatsoever, and the Wrathguard by itself was enough to win the duel. It was me. Oh no. Dude, the flashback is going back in. Axe toss onto the Kidney shot. Goonman does end up committing a lot of defensives. I don't know if Airless can hold out much longer for like an evasion or a vanish, but he's getting hit with a Mortal Coil, sent far away with a Tyrant to follow. Lots of pets surrounding him. Got himself maybe a cheat death. Trying to see if he can CC these pets as best as possible. Needs to find a way to outrun these pets. Tyrant around the corner. Catches a Shadow Meld, which is perfect. That's the stealth he needed. That is the re-stealth he needed. At least if you can just avoid this entire demonic army with the Balloon Pet, the Tyrant, as well as all the other Wrathguards and Vile Fiends. Oh, but you have no help whatsoever. Does have a Vanish. Does have Dance. Cheat death. Goonman does not really have a lot of defenses to work with anymore. He does have a pet that could always go for an Axe Toss here. There goes the Axe Toss, trinket for Airless. Try to see if he can maximize the damage. Wait a second, maybe the rogue could potentially turn around onto Goodman last second. Does go for advantage. Maybe just get back in there. Just get back in there. Shadow Strike into Mortal Call immediately. No trinket for this one. Does have dance. Oh, Fear Pathing him actually in a pretty good spot where Goodman cannot really follow up damage. That is going to be a very, very unlucky eye pickup. Demons joining in. Evasion available in case he wants to do it. Quick interrupt on the Goodman. Does he have enough right here? Try to see if he can end the cheat death right after. Oh my god, he barely survived. And Grex is not going to let you out of his sight. Wait a second. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah. Trying to go for that shadow step. No, Griggs was not gonna let him out. That is so good. Sensei picking up 4, man. He was carrying the team for a good bit. He was going back in, man. Cologne for that victory little by little. GG, definitely, man. That was insane. That was great. Let's get us another going. Yo, Airless, that was insane. You did get 1 Warlock. You did get 1. I feel like maybe, I don't know, to say that you maybe could have won if the other Warlock gave you an honor duel, but dude, it's a Demonology Warlock. They're terrifying. Like, I don't care who you are, when you walk into that duel at no health, no more cheat, death, that's it, it's over. Like, the only way you win is maybe if you just get to sit and stealth the entire game, but like, trying to dodge a Warlock and the pets in the very, like, line of sight, light dungeon, arena, like Dalaran sewers. I mean, those boxes, maybe the platforms, but like one of these pets is gonna get you, man. There's no doubt about it. 0 sportsmanship for some of these guys. Felipe, that's part of the 5V5 1v1 duels. You are allowed to give the other person an honor duel if you want to, but you not have to. The only rule is in this dueling arena, and we do have rules. You can't just say no rules. No, we do have rules. In the dueling arena, the only rule that exists is you have to go in the order of first to last. Once the person in front of you is dead, you're in, get some kills. That's it. If you want to take it easy, go some sportsmanship stuff, do some honor duel stuff, you're more than welcome to. But there's nothing that says explicitly that you have to. Although they can make a fun environment. And I feel like that also adds a bit of like a social atmosphere to these duels as well. You know what I mean? At least that's how I view it. Let me disable all these add-ons real quick. Chicago and Laugh, let me know when you guys are ready. I'll need some whispers again. What's up, Lucky? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one. Witnessed a murder and they were my friends. Oh, no, Jay. It's all good. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Also, no healers. No healers, yeah. No takes to healers. Yeah, trying to cast your monk for the first time since Legion. Is there a build that the people actually play right now? What do you do for damage? What do you do for your downtime? Do you still get in melee and start attacking? Or do you just like jade from a distance? Like, do you ever melee? What do you do in your downtime when like no one needs healing, Jake? Do you still get in melee, but you just mostly get healing through casting? Is that what it is? That's so weird. Yeah, Mistweaver, Cast Weaver at this point. In raid, doing dungeons a little bit, yeah. I'm in raid. Oh, okay. Yeah. In raid it makes more sense because like there's constant damage going out. So imagine like focusing all on healing and maybe like crackling Jade Lightning from a distance or something. That could work out. But don't you get kind of screwed over with being in melee all the time with the melee mechanics? It is not Jade. It is Emperor Palpatine's Lightning Strike. EPLS. Hit him with the EPLS. Oh my goodness. I did some kind of an acronym, man. Hit him with that EP, but that doesn't really work out because it sounds like I'm saying EP now. And that don't work. That don't work. Chicago! How we doing, my guy? Are we looking for more bodies? Are we looking for more boys to join you? How are we doing, my guy? You need... Oh, we got 5. But this is one that's not there. I see a name that I recognize. How you doing, my guy? The rogue was a powerhouse for sure. Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, if you saw the rogue, that first rogue or the last rogue, by the way. Even though I'm all for Walker respected. Oh yeah, for sure. I talk about Airless or the first guy. Both of them are really good, by the way. This new guy though, now is actually really good. Even his assassination. Okay, let's get ourselves Rook Black Rook Hold. Never got to do that one. Potato match. Sounds good. What's your real ID? Hold on, I can add you. What is your real ID? Just because I have a lot of people adding me. Subtle flex, you know. I have a lot of people adding me. I'm super popular, guys. But no, I just need to know who you are just so I know who to... Ghost? Okay. See if I can add you. Did you add me before? Or am I full? Oh, here we go. Am I full? Oh. It made it through. I think I was full, but it still let me go through. It's something that bugs out and it just lets me add more than one. We're flexible, okay? Yeah. Rook. Oh, the content? Hey, man. Happy to have you here. What? Did that... Okay, hold on. It didn't work. I messed it up. I messed something up, chat. Hold on. I messed something up. Silver Hawk, Chicago, Rook. Nice. Now we're good. Pretty sure now, quick. Really? No way, right? No way, dude. No way that's quick. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You can't be telling me that that's quick, dude. I don't believe it. That's quick? Hey, quick. Wait, like the CEO? No way, dude. What's up, my guy? What are your thoughts on the duels? I don't know if he's in chat. But yo, somebody, really? No way. All right, cool. No X. Naoyuki? You mean Naoyuki? He's not? Yeah, I was gonna say for a second. Naoyuki. No, it's not him then, yeah. Now it... Chat, real quick. Just to make sure. That's the name of Nawa. That is the guy. So is it or isn't? If it is, hi. If it isn't... Still like have an Nawa in here. Different Nawa, I guess. He's not. I know it's right. Alrighty, let's get us another going. Switch. We got ourselves... My camera's all messed up. Dalaran for the team one back in the Alpha Road. Back in that same mod that we've seen last week. Airless on that team. Fang looks like gonna be first up. Chicago meeting him behind the cage. Oh my. Giving each other a bit of an auto duel here. More or less a bit of a bow. Stormbolt to opener. Oh, Stormbolt rather in the opener by Fang, crushing through Chicago's defenses with a Colossus Smash. It is going to be massive damage. Oh, what was that burst out of Fang? Chicago trying to see if they could bow out of there. I think that was a Skullbreaker, right? That did a lot of damage. Massive damage to a Fang, absolutely decimating through Chicago as they do pop a wall, just trying to see if he can stabilize, but does have quite a bit of extra damage back towards Fang as well. Quick fear onto Chicago. As Fang got himself a reflect, trying to catch up a little bit of health. Stormbolt onto Chicago. And it's going to be mad damage back to back by the Warrior. But oh my god. It looked like Chicago was about to turn it around. But then Fang just cracked their skull. Oh my goodness. Is Reverence going to give him... Wait, hold on a second. Is it Kragman or is it Reverence? Hold on. Kragman's running in. Is that him? Wait, they're trying to figure out who's going first, is going next. Maybe Kragman just roaming? Trying to figure out what's happening? Maybe not. Is it Reverence? Either way, in the confusion, my man Fang was able to catch up at least a little bit of health, honestly, dude. At least was able to catch up a little bit of health here. It looks like it is going to be Reverence either way, though. As the Succubus joins in, does hit him with a quick slow. Reverence got himself a pretty big positional. I love that set, by the way. It looks fantastic. Is that the enchant, by the way? Or is that just the weapon that looks like it has the enchant? Into Succubus CC onto Fang so far in the opener as Fang takes mad hit into a stun right after. Reverence trying to see if he can go for a big old Casbolt. Couldn't quite maximize the damage just yet. Reverence with a mad slow onto Fang as he does pour it out of the way. Incineroar's flying in, is able to reflect it back at Reverence, but the man barely feels any of it. Unless he was able to reflect someone else into himself last second with that Incinerate. Fang tried to see if he could recover a little bit of health, but while he's got that immolation on him, there's not much you can do about it. Mortal sent with the Casbolt as the second CC comes out, nothing he can do about it. Bonza fell, the man trying to see if he can escape. Fang needs a heal right now. He needs to go for an impending victory off of the Succubus is the only chance he has. Does end up getting himself at least a little bit of healing, denying damage from the Succubus with that parry, so maybe he might be able to get himself second win coming back up little by little. There's a slim chance, but as long as Reverence does not establish damage on the guy, it is going to allow Fang to recover all that health. As Reverence does end up pulling Succubus back, letting him recover a little bit of health. But really, honestly, Reverence I think might want to just push into Fang the entire game. The entire time you're playing, just do pushes. That's all you're doing is just pushing in. Potentially maybe big damage out of Fang, does go for a Blade Storm, has a Trinket in case he's ever in trouble. Trying to see if he can maybe go predict Reverence's maybe port out of the way. Stormbolt to follow, does go for a Trinket together with a port Fang, trying to see if he can close the gap. Not a lot of health available. Trinket right now with a full Bleeds at the ready versus Reverence. Does he have the big go? Massive shield, finally broken through. Shadow Fury, interrupted last second, has himself immolates as well as incinerates Fang. Not a lot of health available. Incinerate proc, oh my. As much damage as Fang had there versus Chicago, Reverence will not let it go past that. He did not let the game go anywhere past that whatsoever. Lath up next together with a Shroud. Got himself at least CC immunity to reflect out for Reverence. Does get interrupted either way though. Aren't you supposed to be able to... Wait, hold on. Invoker interrupt is not like a magic interrupt, is it? It's a physical, ranged, right? Like a Hunter one? I think it is. Big deep breath to follow. Reverence does end up taking this up with the wall, but mad damage out of Lath Evoker burning right through Reverence, even though he's got himself the big wall ready. And I think still has a Shroud for a second here longer into a quick interrupt. Can't do much about it. Does go for the Mortal Coil. Does Reverence have the damage to follow? He got himself the Immolate. Needs to go for that Soulfire. Fury to follow. Maybe get himself the big go. Soulfire could end him right now. Stun. Does not quit like he wanted it to. Bonzafel to follow. Lath Evoker kind of limited to what he can really do. Can't really go anywhere right now. If he's going to break the Bonzafel, it's just going to do damage to him. Does it break it past it into Reflect? Is able to bypass the Reflect some way somehow. Eternity Surge around the corner at no health whatsoever. Maybe Disintegrate is enough. Trying to go for a little bit of healing into a Succubus CC, not letting him go anywhere. This is where Reverence needs to capitalize and get the win right then and there. Just goes in for the dot. Needs to be very careful. Mortal Coil come back up very soon, but Disintegrate may just end you right now. Barely keeping you dead. Oh, barely keeping you alive. Needs a Succubus CC immediately. That or immediate Mortal Coil. Mortal Coil is up. Fury to follow. Is it enough though? Does he have Bonzafel? Gonna break? Oh my god, no health. What was that animation? Oh my, what was that animation there for a second? It was just fine. Fell over. That was BS. Honestly, it does feel a little bit like cheating. This bed was through the wall. Wait, did it seduce you through the wall? Is that what happened? Did it use Succubus CC through the wall or just hit you through the wall? I'm not even sure. But that's crazy. Kragma gonna be up next versus Airless as he took out the Warlock very, very quickly. Mad damage out of these Warlocks, man. What is that? But when... Oh, Pet literally walked through the grate and CC... I feel like it's a little much. The mate does have to see to make sure that the grates are like a full proper wall. Yeah, if you walk like through the grates, I mean the grates technically the Succubus could maybe like, you know, jump over them or, you know, slide somewhere through them technically, but like, I don't know. I do hope they establish a bit more consistency on line of sight if that was the case. Gonna be rude out of Kragma. Errol's able to break out of it. Kid a shot onto Kragma, but he isn't Bear Form able to tank up. But that secret technique just goes right through the bear fur, right through the armor. A portion of the damage just straight up all shadow. It just gotta rip right through him fairly quickly. Backstabs available for Airless, trying to see if he can maximize the pressure versus Kragma. Quick interrupt as he tried to play a defensive Convoke, but eventually this rogue is going to be able to chip away those defenses little by little by little. With Goon Man going to be charging in, sending out Demon Doggers at Airless immediately, as those things are going to go for a couple of Dread Bites back to back over on that side. Trying to see if he can get himself... I don't even know what you can do in this situation. Shadow Meld not available. Vanish not available. You gotta wait out a couple of seconds. Evasion come back up very, very soon. Has a Cloak of Shadow, so maybe you can make some work off of that. Get a shot into Goon. Does end up going for defensive. No more stuns onto Airless for a good bit. Has a Cloak of Shadows in case things get rough. Evasion available as well. Is gonna go for the evasion. Has a Vanish in case things really get super rough, but he's trying to maximize the pressure. And while Goodman got himself double the Felguard, double Wrathguard and Felguard, this is where Airless is gonna dip for a moment. He's got to be very, very careful. Next time around, there's going to be a full Tyrant or... Actually, I think Goodman only plays into Tyrant. I don't think he's playing into another portal because it doesn't look like it does at the top right of the screen. Stun onto Airless for a quick second. Goodman with a Mortal Coil, immediate trinket out of Airless. Does not want to give himself an opportunity for Goodman to recover at all. Mad damage, the Warlock trying to see if he can port out. Airless trying to stay on him as best as possible. Wall unable to get interrupted, trying to go for the big Tyrant, but he doesn't really have a lot of pets chasing after Airless. It's mostly just the Wrathguard and a couple of imps. So as long as Airless can avoid the Wrathguard and the Tyrant, that thing does do quite a bit of damage either way, though. Into a Vile Feed. I think it's over. Wait a second. No way. Oh, my. Forgoon, man, going for the full Tyrant play? While it does feel like it's kind of like low value because you only really buff in the Wrath card, that's all you need sometimes is just the Wrath card together with like a Vile Fiend. One cast of the Tyrant got through him. I think that made a difference. Dali gonna be up next. Cloak of Shadows, as his soul getting ripped out. Does he get to recollect his soul even though it's ripped? Or does Cloak of Shadows deny that altogether? I'm not even sure. You know, this is a physical debuff. Goodman tried to see if he could buy himself a little bit more time. Got him some Warlock Hellstone as the Killing Spirit comes out for the Rogue. Tried to see if he can ramp up some more pets versus Dali. Definitely needs to go for the Axos at some point in the future and get even more armies of demons at the ready. Got himself a port, at least able to walk away from Dali. He's just taking quite a bit of damage with all these pets. Summoning up a Balloon Demon, but the thing is not really going to do much damage towards Dali. There isn't really a lot of abilities that a Rogue has the count of the spell. Actually none. Maybe like a Cloak of Shadows. Mad damage. Oh! That was quick. A lot quicker than I expected it. Now Yuki gonna be the last one left. Trying to see if he can bypass Goonman. I don't know if... Yeah, there's just nothing you could really do in that situation. Sensei taking mad damage. Does go for the tricky Karma last second. Now Yuki... Oh, if only this guy had the Cloak of Shadows like the PvP talent of Cloak, where you could just remove that Karma. You could just then truck damage into Sensei and ignore Karma entirely. It's gonna go for a quick vanish as Sensei desperately looking for the Rogue. May have to pick up the eyes. Both are available on either side of the arena. May just have to be proactive about it, trying to go for as much healing as he can. But at 47% dampener, actually you got yourself quite a bit of recovery. I was about to say 47% dampener, you might have a hard time recovering, but the man is back up to full. So maybe that is why the nerf in monks expel harm healing a little bit on Tuesday. I guess that kind of makes sense. Gonna be quick in capital tonight. Yuki. Lexi to follow has a trick with an evasion, at least able to avoid a lot of the damage from Sensei. Trying to see if he can play it super safe. He got himself a dance charge. No Shadow Blades for a bit. May just wait out until maybe more cooldowns are available. No, just gotta go in. Does it have a secret technique? Mad damage? Oh, I think it's just over. Oh, he does end up taking it. Well done, well done. My goodness. 2 for Goon, 2 for Dawa, 2 for Reverence. And Fang just absolutely slamming it out of the park. My goodness, what AFK on my way back. Alright, sounds good, Chicago. Sounds good, my guy. Yo, Team Chicago, don't go anywhere. He's coming back in just a minute here. Let's get us another one going, boys. Man, dude, I want to see if Fang... I want to look back at what Fang did to Chicago. That happened way too quickly. Way too fast. Because we've seen on Blue Post, right, for the Tuesday reset that they are nerfing down Skullbreaker a bit, but they are buffing like the constant bleed damage of warriors. So I want to see just like how hard does it hit. I remember the initial version of Skullbreaker back in like beta and alpha did a ridiculous amount of damage, but it also worked off of every bleed. So you would put up Dragon's Roar, you put up Rend, you put up the Mortal Strike bleed, and you would kill Colossus Smash with the banner, crit banner, right? You pop down the crit banner. Can Rosie spawn early like that? Did it leave it early? I'll need to look into it, Colin. Yeah. Gotta go do somewhere else. GG, guys. Thanks so much for coming by, Sensei. Hopefully we'll get a +1. Last, let me know if you need me to invite you or Chicago is trying to join in for 5. AFK for a minute or two if you don't mind. Yeah. If anything, I could take over the group for you last. I guess if you're gonna be AFK for like 2 minutes, that's fine. Yeah, we're still full. Awesome. Tell your team that you're gonna be AFK for a second, but then we'll queue after. Just let them know that you're still there. Just gonna AFK for a bit. Yeah. Just let them know. Just let him know. 55. Beautiful. Nerve Destro. They are one of the more popular specs right now, are they not? Can I join the other team? I want to face the rogues. We could probably do a switch. We could probably do a swap a room. What do you think I did as Outlaw and you're good to stick to Assassin? I mean, honestly, my guy, you only had a handful of games, Malachi. Nothing I can really comment on, to be honest. You know? Gotta play a couple more games, I imagine. Try your build, see how you do. How do you feel you did? Hell, you play one. I can't do the spectator mode and play one. Plus, I'm a rogue, man. We have plenty of rogues out here. Plenty of rogues. Okay, so Big Mo, let your hood lead is. It would be Chicago. Likely listed in Raids Legacy. Search 5. And you should hopefully see them. Yeah. So the way you do these, Mo, Fang. I don't know if Fang is in chat or not. Hopefully. 5V5 1v1 Duels. This group. But yeah, it'll be listed. Don't see them. Chicago said something about Chicago said AFK for a sec. Maybe they will list afterwards. Chicago, do you have 5 or are you good or where? Or what, how we doing? Wait, Chicago, could you swap me Fang for one of your guys? If you got a 5-man? I don't know if Chicago's back or not. 5th movie soon. Oh yeah? Hell yeah, dude. I love Destro so much. It's fun. It's amazing. Nerfs or not, I'll still play it. Destro for life, damn it. Dude, Destro, even the nerfs coming through, they're not going to be too bad either, I don't think. Like, they are going to be like, you know, it's a nerf is a nerf is a nerf kind of deal. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. You know? But yo, Chicago, if you're around, if you could maybe swap me one of your guys. Or I guess I'll pick up Fang back. Hold on. We can still do a switcheroo. Whenever Chicago is back. Let me know when you're back. Let me know when you're back. Because we could swap, because Fang wants to have one of these rogues. Right? He wants to see if he can fight them. So maybe we can give you guys somebody. And because we can pick up Haster. And you guys can have Fang. That will also hopefully help your group fill up. Because Nick was with your group and then he had to bail. Because of IRL stuff. So maybe Fang could take his spot. That would actually work out pretty well. Shadowborn needed nerfs, it was OP. It was doing quite a lot of damage yesterday for my man Kreiser. Like if you watch some of his matches, there was some really wacky, like he would drop down Mortar Coil and then insta. And if you're sitting at about 20 to 25% health, I don't think there was a lot of opportunity for you to recover that. So it's basically like a guaranteed, you're basically gonna die, you know? But yeah. Oh wait, even with Fang, we still only have 5. Wait, did Fang not? I think Fang declined. I think that's what happened. We have Chicago listed. Not yet. Okay. Waiting for Chicago real quick. Because once Chicago's listed, we can maybe do some switcheroos and stuff. Want to start from a hunter? Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, if you switch right now, I'll get you in, my guy. Let me see. Trying to do a few swaps. So give me a sec. Chicago is still AFK, I think. Yeah, we're doing some switcheroos. Malachi swapping from rogue to hunter, so he's just gonna be swapping out real quickly. But I should be back in just a second. But you know, even though Reverends as Warlocks are losing some damage on Tuesday, their tier set, Rise just thinks you guys are not gonna run the tier set at all. But I was thinking to myself, like 8% more fire damage. That's probably gonna make up the difference between those nerfs, you know, because they're like 10% nerfs here on certain select abilities only. So chaos bots and all that, the portals and all that stuff is still going to be very, 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 very viable. But yeah, we'll see though. Where is Malachi? Because we have Anger, we have Haster, we can swap stuff around. We got some bodies. I'm just waiting for Chicago, I guess. Because we have people that could take Angered. Oh man, hold on, is Chicago listed again? No, it's only us for now. Because I want to take Haster. Hey, I see you signed up. We trying to figure out teams looking to swap them around. But I see you listed. Trying to get you in after Chicago is back and we do swaps. Yeah. Malachi, I can definitely get him in because he was just swapping over from one to another. But I do want to see if I can get a Haster. And if they pick up Fang, we'll be good to go. A little gate. Entire reason I lost 1v1, to be honest. Was it a gate? Oh yeah, the ad walking through the gate, because it was really close, honestly. It was really close, man. It was ridiculously close between the two. So you know what? I'll need to go back and look at it, but if that thing did walk through, then I feel like you have a point. You know? I feel like you have a point. Because it was just insane. Sorry, back. I'll go to Chicago. So Fang wants to join your team because he wants to fight some of the rogues in our team. I don't know how many bodies you need, but Fang wants to join ya. And because I can get Haster in my team as well if you guys pick up Fang, and that will work out perfectly because then I'll have a 5 and you guys will have a 5. But let me know, Fang, if you are around Chicago, should hopefully have the group listed again if they need more bodies. Or if they're full, maybe then we could do like a switcheroo. Like Chicago will give us a guy, you guys will pick up Fang, because Fang wants to still play, but he's just supposed to fight against rogues. But I went live on ASUS forecast OSL. Would I try it? Wait, what? There's a bug with it if you notice that our druid, a druid kind of vortex doing something through a wall. Yeah, I've seen that stuff before. Yeah, I've seen druids doing stuff like that. Yeah, I technically I could see why it works, right? Because technically the AoE area is large enough, but like, yeah, and Chicago's awesome. So Chicago, do you have a 5-man? Chicago needs, oh, Chicago got a 5. Okay, cool. So Chicago with a big Mo, they're all good. Hey, sure, I can get you in. Okay, I can get you in if you are ready. Because I want to see my man Haster in here, dude. Shadow Priests are interesting. Last night we had a Shadow Priest joined in. Mizzo, I think it was, a Miz, I'm really bad with names, but I think his name was Miz something. Pretty close. Alright, so with Haster, it's going to be 5. Then they got a 5 in the other team, and we actually are good to go. Hell yeah. 5, beautiful. We can do list. Mad. We can make last lead. Huge. Promote to lead. Set. Okay. Okay, team is set. Gonna queue us up now. Let me just double check with Chicago real quick, because we are ready on our side. Alrighty, so in one, expect a match. What arena maps have we not done yet? We haven't done a Lordaeron, we haven't done a hook point. Chat, Lordaeron or hook point? Which one do you want to see? Lordaeron or hook point? Real quick. First one in chat to answer chooses it. What do we go for? I don't even know that's how it would work. Not sure, but I think static field might do it too. I haven't seen it done though. Static field, I know you can like move static field and they could grip things through you, but possibly. Hook? Okay. Literally saw hook first. Tiger Speak? I do want to do Tiger Speak. I saw Chicago type hook you first. So we're gonna do hook. First up. Tolveron, dude. Get out of here. Wait, hold on. You gotta re-queue. No. I was gonna do Tiger Speak if that queue did not work. But we'll do Tiger Speak after that. How does that sound? Because I like Tiger Speak. I actually think we don't normally, like when we do our random arenas, right? When we do randomized arenas, we normally never get Tiger Speak. It usually starts with Nagrand, Blade's Edge, Rook and stuff, and then it just cycles through them. And then it does the Mechagon arena, and does like the Tolveron, and it does the Maldraxxus arena, like all the other big arenas. So to eliminate the big arenas out of the poll, I try to go with all these, but put Tiger Speak at the end of it for some reason, even though that's a fantastic arena. Great line of sight, great platforms in my opinion. Yeah, so we'll do that one afterwards. Lordaeron does seem like, I like Lordaeron because it's small and variety, but like, it's definitely not ideal for some classes because it's really slim in terms of cover, in terms of line of sight, in terms of where you can play in that arena, right? It's just not a lot to work with in general, you know? I think it's fair to say. Trying to get us a good song to go with, boys. Is the music going? Oh, there it is. I feel like it was delayed for a second there. I think I'm good. Alright, cool. Switch. Gonna be my man Goon first up. Immediate defensive as Nayuki trying to see if they can get past his defenses. Immediately gonna go for the Warlock Hellstone to go for the recovery. And Nayuki will not be deterred. Big forward by the Warlock into a shadowy duel. Trying to see if he can deny any kind of axe tosses by the bed. Quick interrupt onto the fear as Goonman trying to see if he can get himself a little bit more recovery. Does continue to summon more pets. Axe toss into Nayuki, stealing his soul for a second. Trying to go for the big tyrant, but as soon as he sees the rogue vanish out into stealth, he is gonna go for a bit of a reset. Nayuki does end up coming out of stealth for a second. I think because their soul got ripped out of him, right? Because Warlocks normally don't have dots, but that actually could be a fantastic strat. to take the rogue out of self for just a second. Shadow Strike in the opener, getting a shot, but the axe lost to counter. Needs a Mortal Coil or anything right now. Maybe defense. Oh, that shadowy duel just absolutely sliced right through the Warlock. Did not even give him a viable chance. Up next is going to be potentially Fang, maybe Kragma, Reverence, or is it going to be my boy Chicago in here? Over for the team 2. We got us this Haster in the back, looking all golden, looking all gorgeous. We got us this Airless over here, the One-Eyed Scoundrel. We got ourselves Shadhound in the back as a Hunter. Survival, as well as Lathroker in the back as well. Nayuki gonna be going up against Fang. Fang wants to fight all of these rogues, man. From Airless to Nayuki. Cheap shot by Nayuki in the opener. Just trying to go for a little bit of slow play. Maybe looking for a shadow step around Fang. Is going to go for a bit of a charge. Got himself a bit of a defensive together with that. Ignore pain. We'll want to try to maintain that as best as possible throughout this duel. Mad secret technique onto Fang as he goes in for a big shatter onto Nayuki with the Colossus Smash. Mad damage out of the rogue though. Fang not really feeling great. Nayuki looking for a bit of that hit and run. Letting those bleeds rock the guy down. And not really giving him an opportunity to recover whatsoever. Does go for a bit of that rallying cry in order to give himself more health to work with. But it's borrowed health. Eventually, it will fall off. And if you get trapped up by Nayuki, who goes in for a secret technique last second, you're not going to be in a great spot. Actually going for a shadow step onto the banner. That is really clever for Nayuki. That's well done. Shadow step just to escape the Blade Storm. That's so good. Cheap shot onto Fang. Does trinket out of it. Stormbolt onto Nayuki. Does not have a trinket for a bit. Fang trying to go for a bit of damage of his own. But there goes Nayuki with a full blind. Deals himself a full stun onto Fang in order to maximize the pressure. Fang needs to find a way to get next to Nayuki. Does not have a Blade Storm for a good bit though. Evasion for the rogue can at least overpower it a little bit. But a good portion of your big hits are not going to go through. Fear onto the rogue. Maybe can make something work. Potentially a parry. Trying to see if he can maybe get himself a big hit off of this one. Disarm to follow. Denying the rogue an opportunity to really go for a ton of damage. Nayuki not really deterred from this whatsoever. Back-to-back kidney shot onto Fang. Into secret technique. Taking him out fairly quickly. My goodness, that was a lot of damage. I still love that shadow step around the banner. I thought that was really well done. Great positionals and great strategy right there. Tried to go for a bit of an auto duel with Chicago, but doesn't really want to go in for full damage immediately. Trying to make sure that at least get himself a proper stealthy opener. But Chicago wants to be out, wants to go for the bow, I think, wants to maybe get close and comfortable with the rogue, but isn't really looking to go and get him out of stealth super quickly. Shadow Strike out of the rogue. Chicago staying mounted in order to get out of the Angel. Lasso onto Nayuki. Does not go for a trinket here. Just gonna let the damage happen. Gouge as the totem boops him back behind the pillar. Chicago will not be able to grip the rogue around, but does get to root him in place. At least hold him in place. Into a massive ascendance immediately. First strike as soon as he goes in. Immediate vanish out of the rogue. Doesn't know what to do in that situation. Just gonna bail out because the shaman is in a heightened sense of burst. Ran the first Storm Strike, immediate big damage, forcing out a cooldown out of the rogue. Still holding onto a trinket. Normal vanishes, so if the rogue is out, he really has to rotate his defensives and get some CC pressure onto the shaman. Immediate root totem right after Chicago, making sure to get himself a Healy totem. Ellie blasted to the rogue with an Earth Elemental, trying to make sure that the rogue is denied any kind of cover or any kind of ability to reset. Nayuki is definitely going to have to go for a bit of damage of his own. Stun to Chicago, maybe knockback. Trinket out of the Chicago, expecting big secret technique is going to wall this damage off. This is where Nayuki wants to go for a shiv and try to see if he can bail away from Chicago. Will not be able to get himself a proper reset whatsoever. Vanish coming back into about 27 seconds. This opportunity for Chicago to maybe maximize pressure. Evasion for the rogue really early on. So if Chicago can maybe go for a bunch of storm strikes to follow this, that could be massive. Trying to go for that totem. Does not get to grip Nayuki whatsoever. Cloak Shadows right after. Break it out of the root. Again, just try to see if he can stay away from Chicago. Maybe build off enough calm points for another kidney shot. 8 seconds until the vanish is back up. So this is where Chicago really needs to make a play. Light Lasso, immediate trinket. Stun. Gonna be Nayuki trying to go for counter. Massive damage offensive. But the Earth Elemental is there to fortify Chicago. So they're gonna take a big hit, but at least has a lot more health to work with. Into Guardian Spirits. Maybe it'll be enough to keep himself alive. Vanish out of the rogue, but is gonna get back in there with a Shadow Strike immediately. Chicago looking for more storm strikes if possible. Blind to fall around the corner, but the Raptors are there to keep the rogue in combat. If maybe Chicago is able to close the gap fast enough, then maybe able to get a root onto Nayuki or something, anything. Potentially a totem around the corner. Does drop down one totem. Gonna be a burrow. Oh, knocking him up in the air. Get a shot by the rogue. Cheat death to follow. Still maybe able to dip down. Wait a second, maybe turn. Oh! The rogue turning it around with a massive shadowy, massive secret technique. With an opener by Kragman, not gonna let this rogue out of his sights whatsoever. Cheat death, he knows he's just dead. He knows what happened. He's fine. His fight is taken going down at that point. My goodness, this rogue. Honestly, I love those moves, man. I love those moves. You just had to make a play, had to go, and at that point, you're just hoping that something works out well. Oh my goodness. Opener onto Lath. Immediately has to go for Trinket as it's going to be a Convoke out of Kragma. Trying to see if he can go counteroffensive. Mad mastery damage out of Lath. Got himself lots of procs into a stun to Kragma, who's going to wall his damage off as best as possible. Living Flame out for Lathvoka. He's looking for a bit of recovery. Maim to follow. No Trinket available. Definitely needs something for this one. Got himself Renew and Blaze in order to be able to catch up on health. Big Disintegrate onto Kragma with a Shroud. May be able to give him enough survivability here. It is going to be a little bit of that. Ursal's not going to be able to go anywhere. For Kragma, it gives him an opportunity to at least go for a bit of a recovery. Lath still has a Shroud, so he's just got himself full immunity from any CC. Disintegrates are up onto Kragma. Maybe could go for a wall to make sure he cannot get interrupted on cast. Big cast onto Kragma. One beam taking him out. Well done with Reverence. The last one left. Some way, somehow, it all comes down to my boy Reverence to bring it back for his team. He's got a Evoker he's got to go through, a Rogue, a Hunter, as well as a Shadow Priest. Can he do it? Lathvoka getting hit with a Succubus CC. Big damage off of that fire, but it's going to be Lathvoka interrupting one of the fire. The Chaos Bolts is at the ready, though. Bonzafel doesn't quite connect. But it's going to be Lath getting hit with a Mortal Coil. Chaos Bolt loaded up for him. Does he have anything for this one whatsoever? Oh, trying to go in for a deep breath onto Reverence, but couldn't quite take off with that base, with the Chaos Bolt striking him down. Reverence getting hit with a stun from Haster. He is trying to go for a bit of instacast. Haster needs to maximize the dot up time and definitely get himself as many casts as possible, because you can do quite a bit of damage to Reverence. Between the dots, between the actual hard casting, it could all be really, really strong for him. Got at least the Succubus that he could at least chip away at. Maybe it might be what kind of draining both Reverence and the Succubus, force him to go for like a freshness Succubus, slaying it right afterwards, and at least keep it out some Succubus so you can't re-stealth. But that goes the CC. So far, could potentially be lots of damage. Haster taking a big hit. Reflect up for Reverence in case Haster goes counteroffensive with a stun or a silence, which was perfect. Making sure he got himself covered completely. Gonna be the quick fear onto Reverence. Haster with mad damage silence onto Reverence. Got himself full PI. Mortal Coil is gonna CC him for second fear. To follow is gonna be able to rip his soul out for a second, releasing his healing as well as his damage for a good bit. So Haster is limited on how much really pressure he can put to Reverence, but the dots is still rotting the guy down together with the Shadow Feed. It's actually all putting in a lot of pressure onto Reverence either way, though. Haster trying to see if he can find himself a better angle stun onto Reverence, but the Succubus is still next to him. Could go for the Succubus CC. Maybe could go for the Undead Racial. Trinket instead. Fear onto Reverence, trying to go for some damage of his own. If he can go for a bunch of, I imagine, like, Mindful Insanities? Yeah, Mindful Insanity would do a lot of work. Gotta be a Reflect up for Reverence for last minute. Is trying to go for a Bonzafel into Haster, but he's trying to stay as mobile as he can away from this Warlock. Reverence does still hold on to a big defensive of the wall. If he can hold on and use the wall way later, he may be alright. Succubus see last second as the mind games came out, which is perfect for Reverence. Into a Soulfire, Mortal Coil onto Haster. Bonzafel, in case he's going to run away, is going to be able to break the Bonzafel. Taking quite a bit of damage from it too, as Haster trying to see if he can find himself much better survivability. Aegis proccing, but at 47% dampening, it's barely going to do anything for ya. My goodness, Haster does have his soul ripped out of his body yet again, reducing his healing as well as damage. Stun into Reverence around the corner, does go for the wall, trying to see if he can tank this up as best as possible. Succubus CC, does he just go for Chaos Bolt? Gonna be that big disperse, trying to see if he can potentially live past it. No way Haster turns it around, right? Reverence does get himself a Dark Pact, but man, the fact that Haster can put dots on Reverence as well as dots on the pets, and then cleave off of the pet onto Reverence, I mean, it's giving him lots of pressure. Look at those ghosties go. Reverence does end up taking out the Warlock and coming out on top. Is it just all cleave? Hold on a second. I do want to see what you did. Nayuki catches 3. We got Haster catches out 1. Reverence does try to see if he can claw back the victory for his team. But it's rough, man. The entire time he's just cleaving off of that Succubus. He puts dots on the Succubus, puts the dots on the Warlock. His Succubus cleaves onto the Warlock. It does give him quite a lot of that easy damage to the wall. Well done. GG's gotta go. Thanks so much for coming by, Airless. Also, Laugh, thanks so much for popping in, man. Hopefully we'll be able to swap you guys out relatively quickly, successfully. What are we at, 7? I'm trying to see if we can get a couple more games in here. Last, since you're leaving, can you pass me a lead so I can take over that team for a second? Because Chicago is going to have to get a couple more bodies, but I'll try to see if I can take your team and remake. Or if you were just completely done, if you just dipped, let me know so I can just start a whole new team at worst. Or if you still have the boys there, like let me know and I can just take over. Makes it a little bit easier on my end. I don't know, he's leaving too. Awesome. Oh, give it to Airless? Oh, Airless, could you pass me lead real quick or invite me to the group? Or if you're just also gone too. Then I'll just make a new one. Let me know. Because if the boys are still there, it's so much easier. Oh, perfect. It's okay, you film. Thank you, boys. Alright, so with this group, I'm gonna pass the lead. Pass me the lead. I'll set it up for you, boys. Don't you worry, Papa's got you. Mind to make a new one? All good. All good. We were able to capture at least 2 of them. Want to make sure Hayshu gets an opportunity to play a couple more rounds. All the rogues gone? All the rogues gone in a single go. All of them dipped. But yeah, I don't think I'm lead yet, am I? Yeah, you're lead still. Pass me the lead real quick, my guy, and I'll be able to make the groups, put them up together, and we should be good to go. Also, Chicago, let me know if you're looking for more bodies or if you need to use more bodies. We can get some groups up and running. Let me write to you in real pass lead plus. Yeah, if you pass me lead, I can start a group. I'm enjoying these duels, by the way. Here we go. Last night was pretty good. This night, also good, man. Here we go. Added it quick. Sounds good. Yeah, care friends are coming. Alright, yeah. Got you added. Hell yeah. We do these on NA Saturdays. Day and nights. There we go. Cool. I take Notharian normal and 394 Guardians today on my Fayara. Hell, Guardians? How is it? Hold on. Wait, Notharus or Notharian's lair? Or just boss? How you like it as a Guardian? Dude, I think Guardian is gonna be another one of those like sleeper OP tanks. Not OP, but sleeper. Sleeper good. They're gonna have something good about them. I feel like the damage they do is fantastic. Their defenses are pretty decent. I think once they get the tier set, they're probably gonna really pop off in single target, or potentially use the raise build in order to the big AoE. I'm excited either way though. Talk to Notharian Norma's 394 Guardian today. Guardian took no damage with a boss size physical. Oh, boss size physical, so just said there. Dude, who has more physical defense at this point? Prot Warrior or Guardian turret? Because I know Guardian got a lot of that armor that you can just stack and stack and stack. Like the armor stack build. Is that what you still play nowadays as Druid? By the way. Let me see if I gotta get any more bodies in here. If you guys want to join in, the groups are listed in Raid's Legacy section. Just hit up search and type oh, hey, let's see if Casper wants to join in. Okay, we need +3 and good to go. Yeah, let's see if Seavark, my man. Hey fam, if you aren't spamming. Empty. Crap, I messed up. Yeah, let me get him in here. Dark Knight isn't... Is that somebody that joined Duels on a regular? Layson? Or is Dark Knight... Because I know that I had somebody added that I met in like a skirm or an arena. And we just had a good chat. but I don't think they really even know that I'm streaming or doing all the YouTube stuff or whatever. I mean, maybe they would have found out by now, right? But I don't want to be like, yo, can you join? Is Daylight ends with Chicago right now? It might be. Let's see, Direwolf, Ellen Dilly. Who's Ellen Dilly again? Quinn. Oh, Quinrad. Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Okay, I'm really bad with names, man. Super bad. Does Isaiah want to jump by chance? Brackenhide is in a dungeon. Let's see. Kargath is... He said he's doing something, I think, yeah? I think. Kraken also, I think he said he was doing something. Cryptic? Does Cryptic want to join? Hold on, let me ask Cryptic. Hey, Cryptic. Wanna join 5V5 Duels this evening? Let's go. Got us some mage in here. Ral, let's get in here, my guy. Wait, is Ral Seawork? No. I don't know. For some reason I thought maybe it's like Seavark on an alt or whatever? Maybe. So this group still needs 2 more bodies, boys. If you guys want to join, you're more than welcome to. Landus. Wait, did I ask Landus already? I'll ask Landus. Hey, Landus. Hey, Landus. Lemoons! He's online. What the? Wanna join 5V5 Duels after your arena queues? Let's see if he wants to join in. MML. Oh, he's a EU. Where's house EU? Nemi. Oh man. Nemi was in yesterday, wasn't he? I think he was. I'll be honest, yesterday was a bit of a blur for me, man. I've been waking up so much earlier, chat. Like ridiculously early. Does Tank want to join in? Let me see if Tank wants to join in. Hey, yo, Tank. Hey. Tank, want to join Duels tonight? After those arenas? See if he wants to pop in. Do an LFR on all 13 classes to see if I get tier on any one of them. No luck so far. Wait, what bosses do you even have on LFR? Nope. Let me know when to Alright, so Tank wants to join in. I can get him in here. Well, after he's out of this in a grand arena. Or whatever. So Tank will be able to join in. We need a +1. We need a mas. Does maybe Sword want to join in? Potentially. Scooby, Trickster, we already have him in there. Unused Salt. Worthless? Yo, Worthless, maybe? I think I ask Salt every single week when we do our duels. And it's always like, hey, I'm a PvE guy now. At this point, I really gotta add like a note to be like, oh, I'm a PvE guy. And I should just add maybe like a non-dual role or something. Hey, Dallas Mage is Daylight alt. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Which spec are you Fire Mage, right? Or at least you said you were PvEing as Fire. But do you PvP as Fire or do you PvP as like Arcane or something? Oh yeah, my guy. So with Tank, we still need a +1. And if I could maybe get somebody to respond back, then I think we'll be good to go. Because Casper is just queuing up. Chicago Dark Knight? Maybe? DTB, it's EU. Dipson is EU. Dipson, hey. All the EU boys are out, man. What's going on? All the EU guys are here? None of them were online last night. Frost PvP. I wonder how Frost is going to be this season, because their tier set does seem really good for like the instant casting playstyle that they're doing, together with flurries and lances. Because you could just like flurry, lance, and every one of your flurries have a chance to proc your brain freeze, which can give you like another flurry proc and then more lances. So like if you are lucky enough, you could just like chain instant cast the entire time. And imagine together in between of like frost bombs and ice novas and roots and stuff. And maybe like blizzards and frozen orbs and blizzard combos. I imagine that could actually be really good together, you know? Huh. Because last time we had, I think it was Riz that was just playing like this AoE build where he throws down a frozen orb on one side, Blizzard, Ring of Fire, and the entire time he's just enemies have to deal with AoEs, but these AoEs are potent enough that even one target just takes so much damage sitting under them, so they're constantly having to move or whatever, you know what I mean? Hold on, me? You're cringe? What? I see. Talking to Seawork? Why? What did it say? Now I'm interested. Now I'm invested. Oh, man. Let's see if Dark Knight wants to join in. I'll ask him. Hey, Dark Knight. Hey, Dark Knight. Wanna join 5V5 1v1 Duels, friend? Oh, Kevin, let's go. So with Kevin, we're good. We need a we'll need one more body. Either we get I got one more spot avail ATM. Kill me in a duel. Fair enough, fair enough. Sure, yo, Dark Knight wants to join in. Hold on a second. We can get Dark Knight in. Okay, so with Dark Knight we got a 5-man team. Dope. Okay, full 5 people ready, and Chicago is also ready. Need to make one of you lead so I can queue. Does Kevin want to lead maybe? Or anybody else that's mostly comfortable? Or anybody that's probably going to stick around for a good bit? I'm ready. Group just filled. And yeah, sorry, Tank. I apologize. I'm trying to get these to fill as best as I can. Yep, sounds good. I'll make you lead. So just keep me in the know. Oh. Your real ID is a little different though. If you know, just pops open. Okay, okay, cryptic. Cool. Yeah. Okay, I'll pass the lead. And I'll need to bail. Cool. Let's queue you guys up. I'm gonna do match Chicago and is it Chat Hunt? How do you spell it? Malachi. Okay, cool. Chicago Shad Hunt 5 land. Wait, do we do a grand? Tigers. Do we do Tigers? Oh, but Airless is not here for that. Yo, but what's going on? What's up, Sith? How you doing, my man? Hope you having a good one, my guy. Just getting some 5-5 one of my dual queues, my man. Rolling the regular, you know what I mean? Tried to queue up. Let's try it again. See if it works this time around. But yeah, getting some duels up and running, my guy. Same old, same old. You know, having a lot of fun with the new season, man. Fresh new season. Fresh new tier. My rogues got tier. I got a fantastic trinket. Got myself new crafted gear. The playstyle of keep it rolling is a thing now. I'm trying it out. It is a lot to handle. It is a lot more cooldown intensive. But in some cases, it feels like it's a little bit easier because every ability you have, you're basically keeping cooldowns on cooldown. But it's interesting. It didn't do that bad in a raid. Surprisingly, it didn't do all that bad. I definitely need to practice it a lot. I've been so used to the ambush playstyle, this keep it rolling playstyle. I need a lot of practice, but my final pull on amalgamation, I think it was number 2 in my guild, or DPS on Amalgam, the Shadow Fire, Shadow Flame, LE, before the experiments. I think it's amalgamation. I could be wrong, dude. But yeah, didn't do bad at all. I felt like it did pretty well, honestly. Fantastic. I'm thinking of making 447 ring with a Shadow Flame armor patch on the Warlock. I don't think you can make armor patches on a ring. Letting you know right now, Jake. You need to double check for me if you can or cannot. I want to say you can't, but maybe I have it wrong. So Twitch. I think you have to have that on an armor piece specifically for those. But maybe I'm wrong. Got ourselves Acer over for the team 1, ready to go as a Beastmaster Hunter. See Mark on that team join in the back end. Oh my god, I like that look. Looks so good. Fang on the team Reverence as well as Chicago in the back as well. And we got ourselves team 2 together with Lisa. Opening up as a monk off the bat with Ace and trying to see if we can. Actually, Acer and Lesa. Kind of a similar sounding names. Leg sweep immediately by the monk, trying to go for big damage. The wedge order. Oh my, what was that? I am not even sure what happened. Apparently, Monk's got a bit of a. You guys didn't get buffed up or anything, right? I feel like it's the second time we've seen that. I blinked and you miss it. We got Ral over for the team too, looking around like, what was that? We got ourselves Shat Hunt with Kevin Landers as well as Haster on that team with immediate succubus CC as Reverend's trying to see if he can lob a massive meatball on top of Lesa. Cooking up spaghetti in the back as well. My goodness, what was that? What happened? Gonna be instant cast as Lesa does end up attacking Reverence and is gonna end up evidently procking out. Incinerates here and there. Cares about right around the corner. Lesa looking for as much recovery as possible. We'll definitely need to start rotating defensives against Reverence, especially if you can pre-defensive a Succubus CC. You'll be golden. Where's the Succubus at? It's out in the middle. Karma. Before the Succubus CC, but it's very DR, does at least allow Lesa to go for a bit of damage. Reverence is getting to juke out into Lesa, trying to go for a bit of a port. Lesa is going to take a bit of damage. It's going to transfer back to Reverence, but the instant casts are going to hurt. Trying to go for a bit of recovery as the soul got ripped out of the body, which is going to reduce the effective damage as well as healing for a short moment. Reverence trying to make sure that he positions himself out in the open. Succubus trying to go for a bit of CC potentially. It is at least in position to go for it. Is it trying to? Is it going? There it goes. Potentially, Big Soul Fire. Does he have the big combo off of that one? Lobbing it down with a Mortal Call. Cares about to follow. I think it's over. Oh my goodness, this is the combo. It's mid-air. It's a little. Oh. I don't think you had to do that, Reverence. I don't think Lesa deserved a flag. Come on, man. Kevin gonna be up next as a Fury Warrior. Trying to see if he can get himself. I love the sub, by the way. The shoulders for the Maw don't quite fit, but I see what you were trying to go for. You were trying to go for like a big spiky. I think it's because you're trying to go for more like spike upwards rather than outwards, which is what the other shoulders do. Charge to Reverence, got himself a defensive. It's going to be soul rip out of Kevin. Even though he had to reflect, apparently you can't reflect it, but looks like even though he doesn't need his soul nor take down Reverence, just absolutely blasting him out. Walls available. Reverence needs some mobility. Mortal to give him a little bit of survivability. Made to go for the pet in order to go for the second BCC to stop Kevin. Board at the last second as Kevin got himself mobility off of that leap. And Reverend trying to see if he can find himself a much better angle. Does he have the Succubus? There it goes. No trick available for the Warrior. That Stormbolt was a bold move, but how does Reverend come out alive with this one? Reflect last second. Oh, Reverend's better be extra careful. Board, got himself a bit of mobility. Does the Warrior have any more mobility of his own? Leap and charges are going to be your best friend right now. Reverend sees a Mortal Call. He needs something, anything right now. Succubus needs to slow down the Warrior as best as possible. Definitely needs to do something, anything. Oh my god. Does get himself a Warlock Hellstone last second with a Soul Burn. So that's going to work out pretty well for him. Fear by Reverend, onto Reverence. Warrior is going to be able to go for Stormbolt. Succubus CC last second. Oh, that is super unfortunate. Chaos Bolt right in the back though with a Reflect to follow. Does Reverence maybe take him down? He's going to try to steal the man's soul, but he doesn't even care. This Warrior does not even need a soul. He just sees brute force and brute strength. He'll be just fine. Leap around the corner, charge around towards Reverence, trying to see if he can maximize some damage, but the man has no help whatsoever. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh, Reverence, why are you gonna do it to them? Oh, this is his villain arc, dude. Reverence villain arc, man. He got himself the Mog, he got himself, I think, the Shadow Flame enchant. And he's just become a full-on villain. As Raz trying to see if he can establish himself a bit of an opener. Is it gonna be full AoE? Is he AoEing out everybody? Or is he just trying to AoE Reverence? Mad damage on Raz though, what is going on? Ice Block made to come out right there. Reverence is blasting the guy back though. What was that? Raz trying to go for a bit of an Invis, literally had to go for an Ice Block. That was a lot of fire damage, that was a lot of heat. I think he was trying to go down for a Frozen Orb and a Blizzard, so you can get the cooldown reduction in his Frozen Orb quicker. That's why he hit everybody. Technically, Reverence is standing next to them, so, you know, but, yeah. I guess you can see it as a bit of cheesy doodle, in a way. Chaos Bolt immediately interrupted. Raz trying to see if he can go for a bit more AoE, just trying to see if he can zone out. Reverence with a big Glacial Spike to follow. Is it going to be enough that does root him? But oh my god, the conflagrations take him down. Are you going to go flag him as well, Reverence? Put the flag down. Don't. I was gonna say, just don't do it to the boy. Succubus CC onto Haster. Last time Haster actually won versus Reverence. This is an opportunity for Reverence to maybe make a return. The man does not really have a lot of health to work with. Got himself instant cast onto Haster, and he's gonna have to be very careful with his Succubus. Wants to make sure that Haster just doesn't get to cleave that thing for free. You gotta be extra careful. Because if Asia just goes puts dots onto the Warlock, then puts dots onto the Succubus, any damage he does to the Succubus will just end up cleaving onto Reverence either way though. So find the opener. Is it going to do a lot of damage? Fear right after. Lock it down. Haster. Maybe a disperse situation right here. Incinerate off of that Chaos Bolt. Does try to go for a dodge. At least dodges and Incinerate. But the Chaos Bolt goes in. Smack dab in the middle of the man's face. Stun onto that Mortal Coil. So it's a bit of a trade between the two CC effects. And Haster looking for recovery. That self-healing, by the way, it is still pretty fantastic. The amount of recovery this man can do right now, it's actually pretty noticeable. Succubus CC right afterwards. While we've been flagged, that's kind of toxic. I kind of agree. But I'm gonna, oh, silence on a Haster as he does go for a reflect with the Cannonball, doesn't quite land. I think it's just Reverence going through his villain arc. I think maybe he's just doing it for the show, just for the fun of it. Maybe in a bad mood, who knows? But I wouldn't take it personally, Met Crix. I think you did just fine, honestly. Oh, mad meatball flowing in with the Cannonball. I think it's over. Maybe Trinket. I don't know if he had a fate for that one, but he did use Desperate Pair to give himself a little bit more health to work with. Succubus is attacking it. You want to go for the Succubus cleave, but you can't. Especially with your health being under so much pressure. Oh my god, your health is in jeopardy the entire time. Power Word Life is amazing, but I don't know if you'll be able to use it here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second fear onto the Succubus just to make sure you have plenty CC to work with. Does go for a little bit of heal. Perfect. Finally able to get some dots on the Reverence, but a Reflect is going to be up by the Warlock immediately. I think the VT and the Pain are still on him either way. The Succubus is still right around the corner. Chaosbell flying in. I think he may just have you. Oh my goodness, how are you still alive? Aishu is just the most tankiest Shadow Priest ever. He is going to have his soul ripped away from his body for just a second. Able to finally dot up the Succubus and maybe can cleave down Reverence, but the man is still under a ton of pressure. Trying to see if he can close the gap. No Reflect for Reverence for a bit. Let's potentially silence on a stun combo for Haster if he wants to go for the big PI combo. Reverence just charging in, pushing in, trying to see if he can give himself a better advantage. Just gonna go for the Succubus CC. Potentially a disperse situation right here. Stun around the corner. Bonds are fell. Definitely gonna be dispersed for this one. Breaking the bonds. It still does a lot of damage even through disperse. That is crazy. Buff Warlocks? I agree, dude. Definitely. Watching this game, you're like, yeah, Warlocks deserve a buff, man. Make Destro stronger than they were, honestly. Nerf DKs, this is the way. Honestly, dude. Cancel around the corner. Caster, oh, why are you still alive? How is the Shadow Priest alive? Silence, oh. At this point, again, the villain arc for Reverence right now. He's just not letting these boys out of this one whatsoever. Non-skate, he's gonna burn through the health bar, and then he's gonna burn through the soul. He's using his destructive magic to burn the body, and this is the flag, the world PvP flag, in order to stake a claim on their souls, man. My goodness. This guy is absolute evil incarnate. It's just absolute devious. Gonna be Shad trying to go for a bit of counter pressure damage with a coordinated assault. Got himself kill shots into Reverence. Actually quite a lot of damage as long as he can close the gap. He's gonna go for a second charge with a spear strike, but a Cancel is gonna hit him as well as the Petriculable Soulfire off the second BCC. Trying to go for a little bit more health right now, but it's gonna be instance for Reverence. Oh my god. The villain himself is reborn in 10.1. My goodness. The Succubus is so good, man. Pet wins the game, it's unfair. It definitely does feel like the Succubus really does make the game for him, doesn't it? Yeah, it is rough to play around because that thing starts in Invis. It's gonna pull you out away from any kind of pillars, especially if you position right. But I mean, the man, let's be honest, it's not like Succubus does all the damage, it just gets you CC, but the man definitely does have that combo of the burst setup as Destro locked down pretty tightly. And it's super effective. Well done, well done. Reverence, I know you're running around flagging these boys. Could you be a little bit nicer to them? They don't deserve it. But if you're just doing it for the thematics, let's just say he's doing it just for the thematic, just for the clip. He's doing it just for the clip, man. You know, this is kind of what I like about the duels, is like that social interaction. That's why I let you guys do like the whole, you know, you can allow the enemy to get a reset, full cooldowns, honor duel, bow, all that stuff. Let's get another one going. Shad, as well as Chicago, let me know if you're ready. Where are you, Malachi? I thought I saw you here for a bit. Where are you? Let me know if team is ready. Yeah, let me just see. So Chicago at 5. Let me team ready? Or need more? If you do need more bodies, invite me. We'll see if we can get this filled. Otherwise, Chicago's ready to go. Because see what we're going to play. Need one. Invite and pass lead. And pass lead. Here we go. I'm shooketh. Wait, so do you double check about the rings in Shadowflame, Jake? Because I don't think you can put a Shadowflame patch on the ring, but you tell me. You tell me. Okay, we need +1 and good to go. All right, I can list this. We need uno mas, boys. If you guys want to join us over for the 5V5 1V1 DUELS over on the NA, you're more than welcome to. But look at the channel. I've been stumped by Sims yet again. Oh, Grix, hey. Inscription. Wait. You're trying to craft a... Let me look at this. So the game is saying you should get a staff, which is obvious, right? Makes sense because it's a lot of stats. The staff makes a lot of sense. Although, are you putting an enchant embellishment on the staff, like the Shadowflame one? Is that the AoE? Patchwork, 5 minutes, 5 bosses. Okay, so that is the AoE. Illuminating Hand, Mastery, Sophic, Pillar of Isles, Main Hand, Haste. Yeah, I mean, a Haste Mastery. I mean, the staff is a lot of your ability to scale with your weapon to a degree. Plus, it's a lot of primary stats for casters. I think you guys get more intellect than like agility users get agility or strength users get strength because the abilities also scale. Mastery, Shadowflame, Re3 versus Sophic. I think you guys should just do Sophic, man. I think you guys do Sophic. Shadowflame is not really worth unless your class like has some kind of interaction with Shadow and Fire. I mean, I guess you do have like that tier set with the fire damage, but Sophic buffs everything while one just buffs fire or whatever. I don't know, yeah, Sophic makes the most sense, honestly. But versus Lariat, it makes sense too. It makes sense too. Honestly, you kind of want to also walk away from Lariat. People are dropping it right now because Lariat only becomes good once you get a bunch of gems in your gear, but you're not going to be able to do that immediately. Okay. Okay, team ready. Gonna queue in a sec. Let me do list. I make you lead again. Exy spam. Do we have Exy spam join us before? I thought we did. And chat hunt. Lead. Leave. Okay, we're good. Malachi, just let me scroll down, find you. Where are you? There you are. Okay, it's Shad, Hunt, and Chicago. Did we do a Lordaeron? I'm gonna throw you guys in a Lordaeron. Oh, no, still pink. Wait, whom? Larry is still bits for Destro. It's a big Sag. Really? Huh. Because for a lot of classes, as far as I understood, so maybe there's some specs that I missed, but as far as I understood, was it a... Oh, okay. I couldn't tell what that was. Oh. That guy's big, or is that a pet? Oh, that's a guy. Deadly Doc. He's big. I'm a big kid now. Yes, it's bugged. It's not fixed. Really? Yeah, Dal, that's not gonna fix someone PvPing. What's ES again? Hold on, real quick. What's ES? I don't know that I read acronym super well. Still another Crusader Strikes Auto Attack Town was fixed. Oh, what, that was fixed? So that, does that work properly? Is that what was not working before for them? That's actually kind of... The outplays that series were actually Pog reflected silence as a Pog. Yeah! Yeah, that was a perfect reflect silence at the very, very end. Yeah, Hatred was very selective when he silences you, so he wasn't like a lot of reflect stun, reflect silences, because he's very, very, very careful when he uses it. I think he knows exactly what to expect, but that last one at the end clutch, the guy is just at no wit's end, not a lot of options he can really work with. He has to do something in order to prevent you from being able to kill him, and then you go for the quick reflect silence. It's just absolutely brutal. Switch with Team Chicago. Let's see how Chicago does. Gonna be Ace or over for the team too. On that team, we got us a Seamark. Is he gonna be first up? Potentially not. Fang gonna be first up on the team, rushing out towards Leysa as a monk who's trying to see if he can potentially get himself a bit of an honor duel. Oh, Fang stood there for a bit of an honor duel. He just wanted to say hello. Leysa realized what happened. They're like, oh wait, hold on, hold it back up. Stormbolt, there he goes, man. At this point, Leysa, chance to respond or not? Massive damage, Leysa. Oh, I think actually might just go down here unless the pop a defensive. Fist of Fury to parry might not be enough right now though. Overpower past it. It's gonna be Leysa taking a lot of damage off of that spear. Lexi under Fang does not go for the trinket. Maybe a parry situation. Does go for the dive with the sword. Able to parry out the Fist of Fury. Trying to see if he can fight through the damage of Leysa. Looking to me, we're positioned to have a board available right now. May want to set up a board. Get another charge. Oh. Oh, mad execute into a karma. Does Fang care for the karma? He's gonna back up for a second, trying to see if he can take down the Zoen while Lacey is looking for the soothing mist. No, actually no, still trinket available for Lacey. I was gonna say no trinket, but these two just kind of went at each other and just blasting out cooldowns without even much thought. Stormbolt and Lacey is going to go for the trinket, trying to see if they can use mobility to escape Fang. Do they have a port? Does set up a port last second, but I don't really know if it's going to help them out that much. Fist of Fury to follow. Fang doesn't have any more mobility to catch up as Lacey trying to see if they can take down the banner. No Lacey for 4 seconds, so maybe just have to wait until those 4 seconds to maybe reverse some damage back into Fang, trying to go for ports back to back in order to avoid him by himself. A little bit of time to recover a little bit of health. May want to play defensive with the Leg Soup. There goes the Leg Soup in damage. Trying to see if they can go for a little bit of damage. Fist of Fury, disarm to follow Fang. Kind of limited on what they could do. Maybe Lacey will be able to get himself a big proc because monks do have quite a bit of damage. 19 seconds left on its round 2. Will not have a Zoen to chain together yet, but it's going to be able to maybe make something work. Gonna be a Fang opening up with a Stormbolt. Spear catches him in place. Bladestorm nowhere for you to go. Try to go for Fist of Fury to parry it out, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Oh my god! That was a lot of damage and you can't even go anywhere. Kevin opening up with immediate Stormbolt. Fury versus Arms. Fang does have a parry. Back up and available. Full bleed onto Kevin. Does go for disarm. Bladestorm to follow off of that Avatar. I think he's trying to go for the unhinged build where he gets those mortal strikes while Bladestorms is active. And it's going to be Kevin taking a bit of damage. What is going on? Hold on, pet. What is this pet? I think Grix. Yeah, I think Grix accidentally sent the pet out. I'm not even sure what happened. Fang does go in for a Colossus Smash. Going to be that human racial out of Kevin, though, as he's trying to see if he can mitigate the damage as best as possible, trying to go for as much self-healing as he can as a Fury Warrior, whereas Fang cannot really heal in the same way. Drop it down banner. Stormbolt is going to be very, very short. Fang does catch up a little bit of health. He's going to go for a mad heal together with a commanding shout to give him a little bit more health, while also ignore pain to reduce some of the damage taken to a certain point. But you can see his health is then just dipping away, while Kevin, his health is going down, but he's maintaining it. It's going down slowly, much slower than Fang, who's trying to see if he can get himself survivability. Trying to go for a charge, Stormbolt to follow. Does he have some of a big go? Bladestorm right after. Get himself at least a little bit of survivability. Does he have enough damage? Executes are coming through it. Does get himself a penetration last second. Oh, he does end up slaying at the end. Intro and interrupt onto Haster. That is so good. As Haster just wanted to see if he can claim his soul right then and there. I don't know what much you can do right now, though. Does go for defensive stance. Trying to catch up a little bit of health off of Haster. He's definitely going to have to play it super defensive. Trying to stay away from a siphon as best as possible. The dots are just going to be really difficult for him to dodge, and he cannot really shake off the pets whatsoever. So Fang is going to maybe have to go counteroffensive, interrupt, try to go through, did not quite get to, reflect up right after. That's going to be quite a bit of damage by Haste, who took quite a few hits. Fang needs to get himself a bit more recovery. Does he have himself a heal whatsoever? Impending victory last second, avoiding the shadow crash as best as possible. Battle stance at the ready. Parry to follow. Trying to see if he can go counter offensive. Looking to interrupt Haster if at all possible. If he can interrupt him on shadow, he can at least deny him any kind of disperses. That's still Fang taking so much raw damage right now. Trying to go for interrupt. Doesn't quite connect. Into Mind Flay. Nothing he can do about it. Reflect is up. Stormbolt to follow. Needs a heal right there and right now. Otherwise, he's just done for. Maybe turn it around to Haster. That's going to be shadow crash. Catches up a little bit of healing. Haster, no health. What is going on right now? Does Haster go down? Charge to follow, looking for that executes. Haster doesn't have a lot of health to work with, but at least he got himself defensive string. Stunned up, does get to go for a charge, needs a heal right now, barely had any health. Does he get to go for an interrupt? He does not. Oh my god, that was so close between the two. My god, Fang, dude. Oh man, that was rough. Oh, that was rough. That was so well played by Haster, by the way, and Fang as well. I feel like Fang did everything he could there. Maybe dampening, maybe cooldowns diff. I don't even know what it would be. But Fang, both of them definitely played to the very best. Breath by Seaver, trying to see if he can missile down Haster. He got a lot of damage at the ready for the guy. Full damage from the Arcane Power and Arcane Surge. Massive output. Haster trying to see if he can deny. Mad damage. Oh my god. Literally fire blasted the guy at the end. Oh, that was such a good touch of the magic. It left him with 1 health. You fire blasted him at the end. How much damage did it do? Like 2? Probably more than that, but lord, that was a lot. Is it Chat Hunt next? If he was going to be next, he doesn't want it. He's like, nope, I don't want to do it. Instead, it's going to be my man Grizz. Got himself immediate Axe Toss into Seavark, who does have blinks. Well, it looks like normal blinks in order to deal with those. He's going to go for the Invis while the second pet is out. He's just going to wait it out for a moment here, yeah? Double Felguard together with a Vile Fiend. He's going to try to see if he can separate away from all these demons. Maybe Zero could have just let Grizz catch up with a lot of damage, potentially. That is going to be the Balloon Demon spawning in. This little observer over here, this Balloon Demon. Can't really see his face so well. Maybe I can? Hold on. Oh wait, now I can. Look at this guy. So he's gonna do a bunch of damage to Seavark if he has line of sight of him. But because of this little like pillar right here, he literally can't see him. He can't do damage to him. But if line of sight is there, anytime Seavark casts spells, I think offensive spells only, onto Grizz, Seavark takes 10% of his health worth of damage. So that was perfect end up in terms of Seavark trying to play around the pillar as well as around the boxes. Grizz is going to take a bit of damage. Dark Pack has been used, normal wall available. That's a Dark Pack coming back up at about 30. Could potentially go for a Tyrant right here, but it doesn't look like he has enough pets in order to maximize the pressure. Freeze onto Grizz, Ring of Fire together with a Ring of Frost over on the Tombstone. As Seavark trying to see if he can deny Grizz any kind of pressure, any kind of value, trying to chip away the Warlock's health as best as possible. Grizz does go for a big recovery. Blink by Seavark. Does he have maybe Fire Breath? It's going to interrupt him on Demon Bolt. But it's going to be potential damage on the Seavark, but instead decided to cancel it. Did not go for the big go just there with the Arcane Surge. Trying to see if he can get it around the corner. Demon spawning in, so Seavark is going to take quite a bit of damage from those. But missiles together into the touch of the magic could be a lot of damage. Does he have a combo right now? Does he have maybe a big barrage right after? Arcane Blast? Oh my goodness, that's just a lot of damage. Nothing could stop that mage off of that go. With Shadhunt charging out as a Beastmaster Hunter, breath immediately by Seavark. Try to see if he can maybe go for Nova on this Dire Basilisk, which now does 100% more damage. They buffed up the Basilisk. It is still super slow. It is still going to slowly crawl over towards Seavark, but if it does eventually get there, a year and a half from now, it is going to do a ton of damage. Seavark just sitting down for some food while all the pets are getting frozen up. Is that Basilisk still walking? Yes, he's almost there. He's almost made it. Just wait another hour. He'll be there in a bit. Seavark trying to see if he can maybe drop down Ring of Fire. Maybe he can just drop down the pets here for a quick second. Let's think they spawn. Okay, so Basilisk made it from the cart all the way down to this corner, and that's about as far as it went. It is so rough to make that thing work, man. You need like a Death Knight to grip onto it to get any kind of value. Seavark trying to see if he can chip away Shadhunt. Does go for a turtle shell really early. It is going to be his main pet going down, and Seavark is just going to go for a little bit of a recovery behind the pillar. Ring of Frost in case the pets charge in. It is going to be the main pet charging out next to him, so at least he's going to be able to sit down, get himself a little bit of food, rod down the pet. Shadhunt is not going to be able to use the pet sack in order to go for any kind of recovery. I think the pet may just go down here. He's trying to see, he's trying to do whatever he can just to make sure the pet's eliminated. Shadhunt may want to just heal the pet before it goes down all the way. But for Seavark, if anything, it does give him opportunity to at least recover some cooldowns while he's waiting for Shadhunt. Is he going to go for the Massive Viz? Hopefully be able to get himself a proper opening here. Potentially. Into an Arcane Surge. Shadhunt, I don't think he was prepared. Trying to go for a bit of a defensive opener. That's going to be touching the Magio on the guy. Seavark just needs to go for the instant cast Arcane Blast if possible. Maybe potentially, I think he just might be able to do so. More missiles to follow. It's going to be Mad Touch of the Magic. Barrage just literally waited to make sure that everything capitalizes all at once. Barrage and everything all together. That is a lot of damage. Between Fang and between Seavark. Absolutely. Actually, Fang did a lot of damage through that match. Really, really good. I hate this map. Dude, it's definitely a rough map. There's not enough line of sight for some of the classes out there. I think it's generally a fantastic map for duels, but it is definitely one of the smaller maps, that's for sure. Let's get us another one going here, boys, yeah? Let me know if you need more bodies, chat, and I can help you get a couple more. So between Chicago and between Malachi, let me know, boys, if you need more bodies, or how are we doing? Dude, NA is miles ahead of you in terms of the amount of duels we got, man. Miles ahead. It is actually crazy. EU's been behind since last patch, and they continue to be behind. Everybody bailed? Okay, well, if everybody dipped, how about you, Chicago? How many people dipped? Because if most people dipped, we could call it here. It is 7:45. Usually I would have ended the stream like 40 minutes ago. So we could call it there. Let me know, Chicago, how many you need? Because I need to get a whole new team. Got 5. Okay, I'll try to see if I can put a new team together on this side of the pond. At least we got Haster. Yeah, if you pass me lead, I'll try to see if I can put a team together. What we'll do is we'll give it like 5 minutes, see if we can put a group together. If we don't get to put one, we'll probably call it 100% season of casters. I think it may be, yeah, it may be. Especially since they redid how interrupts work and how crowd control works for melee. It does feel like it's going to be easier for casters to some degree. Plus, all the casters now get to use crafting system to get precognition on their gear, so being able to juke out an interrupt, they can take advantage of it and really blast you to smithereens. So, no longer do casters have to sacrifice a PvP town slot on the on that passive. They can just put it as embellishment on the gear, which is pretty easy to put together. They really gave you like the badges for PvP. It's like, hey, here's the badges you need to make stuff. Just make some very base stuff. It's gonna scale. You don't really need to do like super heavy like hands-on work with it or whatever. You know what I mean? Buying gear right now sounds good, my guy. Let's we can get. I want to join, but but I do horrible. You motherfucking join, my guy. Honestly, I don't really mind. As long as you got a bit of PvP gear, I think it'll be a-okay. Honestly. But yeah, season for Warlocks. Yeah, it might be. It's really good right now for Warlocks. They started off really, really good. Definitely started off really, really good. Plans to make it to 300 for Warlock because that's 200k DPS is nutty. Yeah, like if that's what sim is the best for you, might as well. I've seen some casters, Jake, make main hands and staffs. Usually main hands, and then they would run like the Rot Tome offhand as an embellishment. But I guess it depends on your embellishment and stuff. But if your current setup, the staff is good, might as well, yeah. I feel like making a weapon first off the bat means you don't have to really work towards a weapon later. For me though, as outro, I need a Croc Tusk and I need a Forge Storm as my weapons. And it doesn't really matter what item level, the higher the better. But like having those weapons with a special effect is more valuable for me than a proper weapon. Like a big weapon is going to be big, but like best weapon from raid or dungeons versus Forge Storm wins. Even if it doesn't have agility, it has a fire damage, and fire damage procs my ring, so it just ends up kind of working well together. We can get Alex in here as well. I'm fine with that too. They also reworked the pets from Warlocks, so it looks very good for them. Rework the pets from Warlocks. Well, it depends what you mean by that. They also reworked the pets from Warlocks, so it looks really good. Like I talk about like in 10.1.5 or like right now. Did they do something for pets recently? Did they do something for pets recently for 10.1? Because I'm just not in the loop. Yeah, I just have no idea. So fill me in, boys, if you can. I don't want to be out of the loop. How's MM Hunter? I'd say MM Hunter is pretty good right now. Oh, Chas said that they're kind of like, they don't feel as tanky as some of the other classes out there. But he was doing solos and he was doing fine, but he just felt like every other class is super tanky compared to his. So it's a little rough. But yeah, it's generally not bad. Like we've seen marksman do well in duels specifically. So like fully geared, fully versed out Hunter probably does really, really well with like maybe haste or mastery or whatever stats they play for. Because we did have a couple of Hunters join in and they were ripping through people. Like aim shots, rapid fires, kill shots were just brutal. And imagine when you get a tier set where you can get more damage in your kill shots and more procs from kill shots from like arcane shots. Going for like a haze build to just get more procs of kill shot probably would be amazing, honestly. Where Atha needs opinion on red. Dude, Atha, he's been playing classic actually, Val. He's been more in classic ever since, oh, at least he was there on Friday. I guess he was maybe competing with a classic tournament. Did you guys see that they announced like hardcore classic servers for the next like, it's not a season of mastery they're doing for classic WoW. They're doing basically like hardcore servers, not like a seasonal thing, but like always thing. There's going to be classic fresh servers, so you have to make a new character, you can't transfer a character over there. It's going to be hardcore rules where people are trying to level to max level with hardcore rules enabled. The part of the hardcore mode, game mode that people have themselves have been like doing as a hardcore challenge or whatever. It's in your roadmap in Discord. Oh, you mean like, yeah, okay, so you mean like for 10.1.5, yeah? Yeah, okay. Yeah, for 10.1.5, they're doing Warlock. Mostly customizations as in like looks. But yeah, it does seem like they're starting to favor Warlocks quite a bit. Plus, everybody could be a Warlock next patch. Panda Warlocks, Night Elf Warlocks, Lightforge Jedi Warlocks, normal Jedi Warlocks, you know. Everything that you were like, wait, those guys can be Warlocks? Imagine a Panda Warlock next patch, man. I mean, if Volpera can be a Warlock, why can't a Panda, right? Because we never really seen like Volpera Warlocks in lore. But like they're scrappy, so I'm not surprised they would be like, you know, I guess for Volpera it's like makes sense in my head. They're scrappy, they're willing to do anything to survive. So like even if it means like, if they can be mages, they can be, you know, they can wield magic, they can wield lightning bolt. Why can't they subjugate demons? You know what I mean? I mean, you know, undeads are seen as evil. Some degree like trolls and orcs like Gul'dan can be seen as evil. But we all know that furries are the ultimate evil, right? Like, they literally can wield demons immediately. I'm not even surprised. When a Void Elf and an Iceborn Demon Hunter. Dude, that's another one actually. I don't think they're gonna do Demon Hunter anytime soon. I think if anything, they'll probably go expanding Paladins to more choices, like Night Elves, for example. We've seen a Night Elf Paladin way back in Legion during the Order Hall questline. There's literally Paladin, Night Elf Paladin Sentinels. So I feel like that's Shaman's probably gonna go before them though. Because with Primalists, right? Primalist forces, they have everybody there, right? They have the Tauren, they have the Orcs, they have the Trolls, they have the Volpera, which are all the normal races that can normally be Shaman. But then they have Nightborn and Night Elf and Blood Elf. All the elves. So expanding into like elves and maybe even humans, I feel like it'll almost be like, oh, they're primalists, right? They'll learn how to harness these elements, the primal elements. And then maybe like the idea will be like, okay, we fought off the primalists or whatever, and now they're defecting, they're trying to join the alliance of the Horde or whatever, right? Maybe they fought for the wrong cause or something, and now they can impart their teachings to others. They could maybe like spin it like that, like, okay, everybody can be a shaman. I feel like they're gonna do those before Demon Hunters, but Paladin I think would be next because like there's more choices of what a Paladin is, plus the idea of what a Paladin is very, very different, right? Between Dwarf Paladin, Human Paladin is very different between Blood of Paladin, which is different between Xander Paladin, because they're just got Loa, they don't even have like what everybody else got, or like what impart the Paladin-esque features on them. And like Undead Paladin could be, see, I could believe it, right? They could be priests, they could be paladins maybe. Then the Night Elf, right? That could work. Now, like, you know, Kalia is one of the leaders of the undead. Maybe like, you know, they could do some lore stuff. Priest imparts teachings of holy onto a warrior. Bam, you have a paladin. You know? Panda Paladins, I couldn't see it, so I think if they did Paladin, they'll probably roll it out for a couple more, right? Night Elf Undead maybe? I could see it. Keith, we got us as a 5 man. Hold on, we got a 5. Got 5. How about you? Hold on, we got 5. Chicago, do you have 5? Are we good to go? Maybe? Keithan? I got you, my guy. Hell yeah. Crazy Demon Hunter that healed with the fell and have to deal with when he can heal get damage. Demon Hunters will extend to Illidan's return. Clip and screenshots called it. Maybe, dude, maybe. Although, if they do another spec with Demon Hunter, I don't think they'll do a healing Demon Hunter. I honestly think they're gonna do the same thing they're doing for Augmentation Evoker. They'll do some kind of like another Demon Hunter spec that debuffs the enemy rather than buffs your allies. So enemies that they hit take more damage from your allies. That's probably what they would do with it, honestly. I don't think it would be a healing Demon Hunter. They'll probably make like some Molten or like think of like an maybe like a casty Demon Hunter that maybe does a bit of melee, a little bit of range abilities or whatever. Like maybe some kind of like a Soul Reaper, I could see it, right? Because they're one of the resources is extracting souls from enemies, but a Soul Reaper could maybe wield like glaives, but also maybe could wield a pole arm like a scythe. Would be kind of unique to them. Maybe like when you wield a pole arm, you get some kind of like buffs so that you could wield glaives, but like a pole arm, certain abilities may become stronger. So you could have like a Death Knight dual wield two-hander playstyle. That's what I think is gonna happen. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Now is the perfect time to like do that you do plug, right? Okay, we ready queuing up in a sec. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's get Chicago, let's get Malachi in here, boys. Get the teams in here for an Uno Mas. Probably the last one for the night, maybe? I'm probably gonna do... We haven't done the Grand Roll, have we? No, we have. Let's go for a... What is it? Malachi, Shad, Hunt. 5 Blades, 1. Beautiful. Alari the Soul Eater, Dal? Yeah, you got the right demon. Yeah, there is an Alari the Soul Eater who does use a scythe. I think it'd be cool, right? It'd be like some way to connect it. Like a lot of people that play Demon Hunter, they remember that character specifically from like the Demon Hunter storyline when you first make one. I think it'd be really cool to connect it that way. I am hoping that the Augmentation Evoker is a success, by the way. I'm hoping they put in all the chips to try to make that thing work. In raids, in dungeons, and in PvP. Because if it's successful, dude, a utility class, they could really expand classes in such new cool directions. I think it'd be awesome, right? Not really keep them to the same mold, but like, I'm hoping it works out, man. I'm hoping it'll work. Not quite a full hybrid Malachi, but like what they did with Augmental, like you're a DPS with utility focus. Your group should not suffer with lower DPS. They should have more DPS or about the same if they swap you in or another class. I really do hope that this thing works out, man. I love it. Kind of love an enhanced shaman. Kind of like enhance. Well, enhance right now is a pure DPS, so I don't really know like if you could really... I don't really look at enhance. I'm thinking hybrid. I'm seeing like they can heal like a hybrid, but I don't really think of them as like a pure hybrid. Maybe I'm the only one that views it like that, so... Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe to this stream. Oh my god, dude, I should do the plug so much more often. Switch. Gonna be Shadhound opening up with a wailing arrow versus Chicago of the bed. Does wailing arrow even silence you in PvP? That's a bold move, Cotton. Actually doing quite a bit of damage to Chicago as they do get trapped up in the static totem. More aim shots to fire off. Doing quite a bit of damage. Chicago is going to go for the Dragonflight ratio, trying to maintain themselves, but not really committing a big defensive. Sniper shot to follow. Does do quite a bit of damage. Going to be a big true shot for Shadhound. Does he go for the juke? Does not go for the juke. Chicago could jump down after them if they want to steel trap. I think one of the pets might have actually eaten it. Chicago's taking quite a bit of damage though. Hold on a second. Maybe. Chicago's down. I can't even track Chicago at all right now. Steady shots on the Shadhound. Does he have enough damage? Rapid fire to follow. Does he have anything? Sniper shot doesn't take it all. I was gonna say for a second, if Chicago did not do anything for the sniper shot, that might have actually taken him down. But they did have a thunder. What was that damage? Somebody in chat asked earlier, how is Marksmanship Hunter? I think Marksmanship Hunter has potential for damage. I'm not gonna say it's good, but this thing can definitely hit hard sometimes. Keith gonna be up next versus Chicago. Got a bit of a nice bout, giving Chicago an opportunity to go for his go for as much of a reset as possible. What an opener by the Shaman, by the way. At least able to put Keith back to at least make him run all the way there. It's going to be down with the SATA-III. Could potentially grip the Red Paladin from behind the pillar, but doesn't go for it immediately. Trying to go for a frost check, but it's going to be a knock-up as Keith does end up going to Dispel. Not on purpose, but he's playing that Judgment Dispel. Flame Shocks are going to end up knocking you up in the air. So Chicago could potentially juggle in between Burrow and between those knockups. He'll potentially just juggle around with the Paladin, trying to go for a bit of healing. It's going to be a wall for Chicago. Do they go down right here? Keith could actually maybe take him down. Knockback, but doesn't go as far. Chicago is going to get himself a bit more healing with the Guardians joining in and trying to see if he can mitigate the damage as best as possible. Keith does not have a bubble anymore, so he could be in a bad spot. Chicago has himself a big blast of damage off of this. Maybe they could make something happen. That is going to be a Flame Shock hopefully onto Keith. A stun onto Chicago. Doesn't get rooted, but he's right next to Chicago. Could go for massive damage. Chicago needs someone to get out of this one. Trying to go for a bit of a heal. Hex to follow. Does Keith go for a Trinket potentially? Could go for a Trinket, honestly. Trying to go for that grip with the totem, but didn't really go as far as he wanted to. Lasso afterwards could again go for the Trinket, but maybe saving it for a little bit later. Might be in a bit of trouble though, and Chicago is looking for a full recovery as well. This game is going to be, as Keith is trying to go for as much survivability as best as he can. Chicago no mana whatsoever. Keith, does he have wings available? Because if he's got wings, then maybe he can make some work off of this one potentially. Got himself the lay in hands, maybe waited until the last second. Is going to be knocked back on Chicago, but didn't go nearly as far as he wanted to. Ground totem? No, that's just a normal Wind Fury totem, I believe. Wings are up for Paladin. No more knockup for Chicago. Does he maybe go for a Burrow? Potentially. That's going to be Keith just unloading the most amount of damage. It's going to be maybe Hand of Freedom for the Paladin. Chicago try to see if he can escape him entirely. It looks like that's going to be the Paladin stuck up there. No Hand of Freedom available for the time being. Shield of Vengeance at the ready. Does end up again dispelling the Flame Shock to knock him up in the air. Chicago with the last one, trying to see if they can burn right through, zap right through the Shield of Vengeance. Totem is going to be able to grip the Paladin over to the side. Can't really escape it unless you end up taking down the Totem and give Chicago at least a little bit of a breather to catch up on their health. At this point, I think Chicago just waiting until cooldown's available before they can have himself a proper go here. I think. Also, what's causing it to be set on fire? What is that? Is it a weapon? Is it like an enchant? Potentially. It is going to be knocked back onto Keith for a second stunner to Chicago. Trying to see if he can maximize some damage. Is it going to be enough? The Thunder by the Shaman is going to go for a Burrow. Very, very defensive. Do you have a knock-up or knockback as well? Is going to just try to see if he can use the Burrow to escape the Paladin as best as possible. Still playing it super, super defensive. Got himself a wall as well as Ancient Spirits as well. But I think he's trying to see if he can win this duel maybe without having to use any of those things. Potentially. Try to see if he can put some H-Foot over from the, who was it? Seavark? As Keith is trying to see if he can maybe maximize the damage. Big wake up ashes with a blessing protection. Chicago does need to play super defensive stun to follow. Does finally get to remove the blessing protection off of Keith, and a knock up and a knockback combo. Trying to see if he can create some bit of space from the guy into a totem. Trying to see if he can move it. Does not get to move the guy nearly as far as he wanted to. This is where Keith, if he has any more damage right now, he could potentially make someone work here. Ruin it after with a hex to follow. Keith could not trinket out of this one. That's how it can come back up in about 12 seconds. Sunder by Chicago. Does have maybe big damage to fall off of this one. Keith trying to see if he can maximize the damage with a wake of ashes to follow. Lasso by Chicago. Is trying to see if he can play it defensive. Maybe try to play it into like high dampening. They're really taking the sweet time here. How do balance cost a lot of cities with the buff with those that are desync? Probably give classes that have cooldowns a lot of damage during cooldowns, but classes that don't have CDs or don't line up the cooldowns, maybe a little more sustained damage, I imagine. I wouldn't really know how you would end up balancing, like from a game perspective, like a developer perspective. I would have no idea. Big damage by Keith onto Chicago, trying to see if he can maximize the output. Got himself the toll, which is going to get a knock up every time he dispels the flame shock. And Chicago is going to try to see if he can grip him over to the side. Again, still playing it very, very safe. Does not really want to give the Paladin a proper go here. As a hand frame is up for Keith. Knock up yet again. Sunder by Chicago into a shield of Edits. It's Keith trying to see if he can maybe maximize something. Trinket to follow blind into Chicago. Got himself an opportunity to at least heal up a little bit with his shield of Edits ready to pop back in Chicago. Got himself the wake of ashes into a grounding totem as the Hodge comes out. Super unfortunate for the Paladin, but he can still potentially maybe turn around here. Got himself wings, so it's going to keep him alive. Whilst he got himself plenty of damage with Chicago, who's going to wall. Big Ascendance to follow. Random break of Ascendance with strikes right after does end up taking down the Shaman, or the Paladin rather. As it is quite a long game with the 6 minutes into the dampener at 29% is clawing in. It's going to be that oppressive dampener for a good bit. Burrow by Chicago does have himself Guardian, so maybe could use that in order to catch up a little bit of healing. Definitely needs to use it as soon as possible. The Rogue with an evasion, but nothing you can really do about it. With Alex taking him out fairly quickly, does go for the Shadow Meld as Reverence got himself a bit of a gate. He's going to have to see if he can get the Rogue out in the open, maybe potentially even pick up Eyes, and he's going to have to make sure his Succubus is around somewhere back there by the portal. If Alex is careful, he should hopefully be able to get an opener without the Succubus. I think he's just looking out for the Succubus, trying to see if he can maybe find it, maybe see it. But it's going to be immediate Succubus trinket out of Alex. Nothing you can really do about it. Maybe try to go for an interrupt into Reverence, but he poured before he finds out that there's going to be a port or anything. Cloaked by the Warhawk really early on, so he does deny the Mortal Fall from getting any value. Massive Eviscerate just cleaving right through Reverence. It's going to go for the Shadow Step. I think avoiding the Cancel entirely. It's going to rip the Rogue soul for a second. Stun to follow Immolate right after. Not a lot of health available. No more Trinket. Maybe the Rogue could go down here. Chi Death still available, so he should be A-okay. Mad damage out of Reverence, though. Alex is not feeling all that great, but does have enough for a Shadow Strike quick abyss to take the guy out of the game, with Doom Winds charging out next, trying to see if he can get himself a goal versus the Rogue, but a quick Shadow Step with a sap as the Rogue is trying to see if he can find him and escape, as he's just burning down to the immolation from the Warlock with the Root Totem right around the corner. Doom Winds got himself a shield, but the Rogue is going to be able to dip out of there with a quick restyle. Shadow Strike, he got Chi Death, getting a shot to follow. Knockback is going to Shadow Step right after it, trying to see if he can maximize damage. Mad Burst onto Doom Winds, but Chi Death didn't even do anything. I'm sorry, huh? Okay, that's a couple of times that I see Chi Death do something like that, where you pop up, mad damage out of Doom Winds, but Chi Death didn't even save that Rogue Netch. Actually, oh, why was this? I'm sorry, Doom Winds. What was that? Haster? Oh my goodness, the man doesn't even get a chance to even breathe here. What is happening? I'm sorry, what is this damage? What is happening? Lightning Bolts to follow? Just got him some mad ascendance? Just absolutely going beyond his limits? Huh? Winter Burrow? Does Hager go down? Trying to see if he can knock him up in the air. That's going to be Siphon taken down fairly quickly. Does Humans have another goal like this? Does have interrupt last second. Hager got himself at least a little bit of holy to heal himself, but at 43% damage, he barely could do much. Leaping in after that knockdown. That's going to be Void Eruption by Haster. Doom Winds. Does he get himself another big go? Because that was just... What the hell? I think it was just Wind Fury procs, wasn't it? That's going to be a Dark Iron Rage for Doom Winds, removing the Mind Games. Interrupt on the Haster. Mad damage out of left field. Doom Winds could actually still go down, maybe. Does Haster have the Execute? Doom Winds still takes lots of damage from the tentacle. What was that damage? And Searex is going to be last or left. Does he give Haster an honor duel here, or just takes him out right then and there? I'm not even sure. I think he's just going to barrage him. Doesn't want to give Haster an easy out. 9 minutes into the duel, Haster does have some defenses coming back up little by little. But at this point, he's kind of just trying to see if Searex will give him the honor duel. And he's trying, dude. Seaver could actually jump him anytime right now. He could literally polymorph him real quick. But he's trying to see if he can get an honor duel. He's like, please give us, let me get some cooldowns. 25, 23, 22. He's counting down in his head, dude, on that disperse. He's like, oh, please give me at least disperse. Please at least give me disperse against this mage. Oh my goodness. And Seaver at least is trying to give him as much of an honor duel as possible. He's been super nice about it. At least until Haster maybe recovers health fully. He got a little bit of mana maybe back there. At least. Okay, now that disperse is there. Now that Void Eruption, Void Form is there and everything, now we should be good to go, right? Hopefully, maybe. We'll see, we'll find out. Haster does end up exchanging dots with Seaver. Immediate stun is going to be a blink out of the mage into a Grade of Fade, or a Fade rather, for Haster for a second. Does shrink it out of the poly to follow Fear onto Seaver. Does not shrink it out of this one, but it's just the dots end up ramping right through him. Into the Arcane Surge, doesn't quite connect with it. Could potentially use Arcane Surge on the pet. That's exactly what he's going to do. Try to see if you can maybe turn it around onto the pet instead. Silence to follow. Did use Shadow Melt here in order to fade out of this for a second. Try to go for the Arcade Surge while moving, but he doesn't quite line it up properly. Big damage to the Haster. Interrupt on the Shadow. Mad damage to follow. See if we could just absolutely blast him out. Haster trying to see if he can maybe go for Disperse. I don't even know if Disperse is going to do much for you. It is going to heal you a little bit. But my goodness, try to see if you can freeze him around the corner. Touches the magic still on him. Does end up slamming. Freeze under Haster as he goes in to get close enough for the Fear. And it's going to be Ring of Fire by Seaver. I think just try to see if he can wait out to blast out Haster, using that fade in order to try to see if he can fade and dodge any attacks from Seaver, getting knocked back out in the open with a root to follow right after. Just absolutely in full control of this mage. You don't even get to control where you are or what shape you even take. Sometimes you're going to be a sheep, sometimes you're an undead. Barrage by Seaver, just not letting go anywhere whatsoever. You silence your follower? Maybe gives you opportunity, maybe gives you a bit more health to work with. Got yourself a bit of that vampiric embrace. You gotta heal it. You gotta heal. I don't know what you can do at 60% dampening. CC, you gotta do something. Oh my god. That is so rough, dude. That is so rough. Alex actually came in, massive blaster damage, but Doom wins, absolute sweeping it at the end. I don't even know what was that. The man just absolutely just unleashed the carnage of enhancement. Was it just procs of just... What is it? Why am I drawing a blank? Wind Fury? Why am I drawing a blank on that one? Was that just Wind Fury? Like a full physical build? That was nuts. Alright, chat, as well as Seavark. Let me know if you guys got a 5-man squad. Real quick, boys. Real quick. That was interesting. What was that for real? Dude, came out of left field. This absolutely got unleashed. It looked like just Ascendance with Wind Fury, I think. Because they did make Ascendance a lot stronger as an ability, or like that whole proc Thorum's Invocation build in general, where you're playing into the full Ascendance, and whenever you Wind Strike, there's a Lightning Bolt thing, and Lightning Bolt damage is just baseline buffed and stuff. They're really trying to make that work, so maybe that's what that was, right? Happened so quick, I'll need to look back at it again. But it's a lot of little hits that just like all combined together into like basically what a big is a big meaty hit. And it's a little procs that can proc off of themselves and just procs keep rolling in. And there's a little bit of like inconsistency. Sometimes you get like big rolls and other times not as many. But yeah, nutty. Malachi as well as Chicago, let me know if you boys are ready. If you got a 5-man or if you're missing a body. Let me know. Let's see what we do from here. I'm playing 3-minute Ascendance and Doom wins with Thorns. Dude, that is nutty. That thing does a lot, huh? Yeah, the 3-minute Ascendance I think may actually be worth it because it's like it's a sizable amount of burst on its own. So Chicago's there. I'm done for the night. Okay. We'll call it there. It's like 8 right now for me. Yeah, we'll call it there, boys. Have raid in hours? Okay, cool. Chicago. Let me just write you right here. We'll call it there. We will call it there, friend. Nightborn Warlock? Hold on. I like the Mog. Wait. Are you using the new eyes or the old eyes? Hold on. New. Okay. Those are the good ones. Alrighty. But yeah, we'll call it there, boys. Yo, thanks so much for coming by, man. Appreciate ya. I enjoyed these a ton. Why am I have so much garbage in my bags, by the way? So much garbage out of this guy. I need to give this dude a Mog, man. Because I have a Mog over in the EU. With like a tuxedo jacket and all that. I need to give this character a Mog as well. I'll figure something out for next week, boys. I'll figure something out. But chat, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for playing. I appreciate you boys so much. This was actually really, really fun. I enjoyed it this week. I do wonder how next week is going to go. because as everybody starts to get the tier sets, some playstyles are going to change quite a bit. So, yes, Reverence, I know what you're going to ask. You can expect it. So, I've done a lot of Warlock duels back to back, so you won't expect it tomorrow. But definitely at some point. What's up, Nathan? How you doing, my man? Dalaran, how you doing, my guy? Did my bet disqualify me? No. Honestly, I kind of like it. I like that villain arc you got going on, honestly. I'm not going to say I'm going to disqualify it. I mean, it is a bit of BM, but I like the theme. I like the style, right? Warlock walks in, top tier class right now, bannering people. I like it, honestly. At least I didn't cannibalize. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Max toxic. It is, all of it is a little toxic, but I feel like I like the, I'm fine if someone does it like, yo, for the clip, right? For the clip, for the cam, you know what I mean? For the theme. I like it. I like it. I mean, again, for me, whenever we do duels, I like having fun. I want as little toxicity as possible, but also love that entertainment value, and I was entertained. Villain arc is OP. Enjoyed, my guy. Was that your weapon with the new enchant, by the way, or was that just the weapon itself? Everyone likes the bad guy anyway. True. Well, to some degree for sure. But yeah, boys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. I'm gonna call it here. Next week we're doing more of these. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. You guys are more than welcome to join in. Bring your friends. Get yourself some honor gear. Get yourself some conquest gear, and we should be hopefully good to go. Keys up to streamer. You're logging off for the night. I'm seeing what I'm doing, Malachi. I'll see. I don't have a raid this evening, so what I may do is I'm either gonna hang out with Gwen, help her paladin catch up and stuff, or chill, or maybe work on my rogue for PvP. I'm thinking to do a full solo shuffle stream tomorrow, but tomorrow I think we're also gonna, tomorrow or Monday we're going back into the raid to see if we can do more mythic progression, because a lot of these bosses are falling over fairly quickly. It doesn't seem like they went super heavy on the mechanics or super complex in this raid. So it's like very similar thing they did for like what? I mean, last year there was a handful of unique must-do mechanics for some of the other bosses with Vault, but this one we're walking in a lot more geared as characters, and people are figuring out pretty easy strats for a lot of these bosses that are very doable, and people are going through it and slaying them. But it almost also seems like, okay, yeah, they're not really trying to make like the most complicated fights ever with all of them. I'm hoping they're saving a lot of this, because it looks like Neltharion is not a pushover, but I'm hoping the final guy, right? The final boss. What's his name again? It's not Sibelian, but that's the name that pops up in my head. Sark. I'm hoping, because the guy that made him on Twitter was like, oh man, oh, I feel so bad. My baby, he's getting beat up in normal and heroic, but I cannot wait until he starts to doing a bit of payback in mythic. So he is excited. Or they, I don't know who that is. I just saw them talking about it. Oh man, my baby Sark, normal and heroic, getting beat up, but mythic is gonna be fun. So they're excited. So it's gonna be awesome to see. I'm excited to see what that's gonna look like. I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a challenge. And honestly, that's exactly what I said. What is it? When they were doing like during SL, I was like, man, some of these bosses, dude, is he getting through them? They were like SLG, so many more mechanics compared to Denathrius. My god, like Danny was still a tough one with Cassanathria, but SLG was just like pain incarnate itself. Maybe not have any gear if you guys do one. Yeah, you're more than welcome to if we do normal raid this week. So right now as a guild, we do them as a, like we're trying to, so right now our normals and heroics are full splits, like a 40-man team, half are alts, half are mains, or 30-man team, so it's full, right? But like if we need more bodies, Reverence, if we need more bodies, like if we're like, okay, we need a couple of bodies, we are trying to get our mains. So you could join us as long as you're fine passing on loot, but at least you'll be able to get the boss kills, and whatever loot we don't need, you could have for mogs or whatever, and also it'll be slots for you, for like weekly vault slots. So I'm not against it. By the way, yes, the new 100 Shen go the first day. Dude, I gotta work on that. I gotta start working on that little by little. You know what I mean? Because we're already doing 20s in our MM plus, and it's already, we got like full heroic clear this week, which we couldn't do last season, and we're starting to get bosses in mythic. I only got my 4 set, so like we are advancing super fast. I just haven't really PvP'd nearly as much as I needed to. But we've been grinding the PvE, man. Shadow Flame is best, dude. It looks so good. It looks so good. Some people did say, I was told that there were some people on Twitter were not really happy with the Shadow Flame enchant look because they said it looked a lot like the Missa Pandaria enchant. I don't know how many people were upset about it, if it was like a small minority that was just really, really loud about it or what, you know. But yeah. Pop an invite. That's accidental. Potentially. Oh wait, you're down here. Yeah. Hey, alright guy. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out in Dalaran. Shadow Flame is best. 1 sec, I'll show you something. Coming to you, Bertie. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just in like the where the portal room is. I can wait a little bit longer. But yeah, I need to start grinding out through that. I was gonna do some solo queues tomorrow on stream. I thought that'd be kind of fun, mix it up a little bit. I do want to do my solo queues more often on streams. I think it's really, really fun. Like, I actually like solo queue. Like, I don't like pugging to look for groups. I like being able to join in and just kind of go. It's been awesome. Oh, you want to get some pieces? I honestly, I'm sure you grabbed that helm because it's like really good secondaries for you. But yeah, I would have like hold on to it, honestly. It's fantastic secondaries. Yes, there's a Warlock Elite set. There's a Shadow Flame Glow. Yep. And then the weapon enchant. And now this toy. Oh yeah, you get yourself the full Shadow Flame. That is so cool. Now all you need is to get like some kind of a Shadow Flame on shoulders, because they do have those. It's like a temporary 1 hour enchant you can just throw on his shoulders. But yeah, Shadow Flame everything. Did you see the Shadow Flame shoulder thing? I don't even know if they have a Shadow Flame. Maybe it could look like just a normal fire one because it may look good enough. But yeah, literally head to toe Shadow Flame. Definitely head to toe Shadow Flame. It looks fantastic. Look at that. Looks so good, dude. That Warlock set looks fantastic, man. Perfect Desert Fantasy. It's great, man. I do hope they maybe lean into more like a Shadow Flame playstyle for destruction in the future. Like, I know they have fire, but like Shadow Flame and Chaos Bolts would be awesome. Yeah, the glow does. I feel like the glow does kind of take away some of the details from the face. Yeah, also that too. That too. Yeah, it's super unfortunate because Kren likes that in chat as well. Yeah, exactly. Kren said exactly the same thing. She literally typed at the same time you did. There's a stream delay, so she definitely didn't see you type it before anything. Literally typed at the same time. Yeah, it is the worst, man. They need to change it so that, because it's like what, an hour, 2 hour cooldown. Just at least let it stay well in combat. You know, it doesn't do anything. Might as well. Like, they were able to make it so that one Drust enchant or Drust thing, a 50-minute cooldown, 10-minute duration. Okay, I guess it's not that bad, but still, I don't know, man. They were able to make that Drust War, if you remember that one, that blue Drust War look. That stays in combat. This one apparently can't. And you have to go through hoops to get this one. The other one, you just have to do a toy or kill a rare. You can literally drop from other stuff. And ask them if we could make it a persistent combat. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, honestly, you know what? I could see them do it just because like they've been really more receptive of like little changes that don't really impact gameplay. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Yeah, it looks fantastic though, my guy. I also like the little like rune you have above like the cowl, like where the horns are. I think that's really, really cool. It's like very, very hidden, but it looks really good. That's a fantastic looking set. I gotta get myself the whole set, dude. Hit 1800 because the Rogue Tier set looks awesome. Look like straight up Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then I could probably have like a Teenage Mutant, a turtle pet follow me around, or a rat, maybe call him Shredder. I know the Warlock set is amazing. It's the first time I'm not wearing some his mug, dude. It's like they really did a good job with these sets. Honestly, I feel like maybe like we'll get a bad set of these. Maybe like Demon Hunter is kind of like whatever, right? That's like the only, or maybe a Monk, right? Monk is very like expected look, right? It's very like, oh, it looks very, very similar to some of the other sets we've had. That's like the only sets that are kind of like, and they're not even that bad either. Like I really don't hate them. Only gripe, what is it? Not a match and mount. I was thinking maybe like the Shadowlands mount. Like this. I guess you could do this, right? Arcadian Turtle. That's kind of matching, right? Wait, would the bat work? Would the bat work? Not really. That red doesn't really work with your red. 100 tokens from Charlotte Palace and Icecon. Oh, I don't. What does that look like? Hold on. Forsaken Warhorse. Oh, yeah, that one would fit pretty well, actually. Yeah, that would work. I'm trying to think of like what could, but it's like there gotta be that dark Shadow Flame look to it. I don't have a lot of mounts, so it's not like I'd be able to really give a lot of options, a lot of ideas. But it definitely has to have like red-ish, crimson look, Shadow Flamey. Like maybe this thing would work pretty well though. The Serpent on the Zoth from like that, but like only because of like the color scheme. But it does really fit super well because like it's a worm, right? It's not really like you look at like your mug looks like a demon goat looking thing riding a worm. I don't think it fits super well, but like the color scheme kind of sort of works. Yeah, that thing. I mean, I guess there's a corrupted Firehawk too, right? It's kind of, oh, that thing is probably even better. Yeah, that looks even better, honestly. That whole attire, the whole like color scheme fits it a lot better for that mog. Yeah, nothing I have on me would fit it super well. But like anything that's like mildly purple or mildly crimson would kind of sort of work. Like this thing, I guess, sort of, but like it just doesn't. Maybe like this, but yeah, it's a little dark. Too dark, maybe. It's just, it's so close, but not quite. Doesn't quite fit the aesthetic. Alrighty, boys. Gonna call it here. Thanks so much for coming by. Thanks so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna call it here for now, though. Tomorrow, we're doing a stream. I plan on doing solo shuffle on my Outlaw Rogue. I might do some solo shuffles just to give myself a bit of a warm-up tonight. But tomorrow, I want to see if I can spam them out all day. And I want to see if I can do some more dungeons. I'll see what I'm doing this evening. I might take it super casual, maybe work on my priest with Cran, hang out with her for a bit, help her get some gear with the keys or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys all, I think, in the tomorrow stream, yeah? Be there for it. Yeah, if you do queue solos while I'm queuing solos, try not to snipe me too hard, okay? Please. Please. Alright, boys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Show them. With a new ship. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new ship. With a new ship. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new ship. With a new ship. It's murder. Killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I 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 killed it.